Welcome to the Objective Perspective. I'm Chase.
I'm Joe.
And it is a June 6th right now, and someone wants to talk about Nintendo here.
I just watched the Direct, that's all. I think that's, like, the most breaking news is the Direct that happened a few hours ago, this is it.
I mean, it's definitely not it, actually, from what I'm hearing.
I mean, we finally get to report on a story when it happens, Chase. This is breaking news.
Before we get into that, I want to talk. I'm in a new space again because I'm babysitting a dog, and so this whole house is echoey. I couldn't find a non-echoey area where I could put my computer.
That's fine.
So it's just kind of going to be echoey, and there might be a dog that comes around, and she's very big, so she's loud, but she's laying down right now, and I don't think she wants to get up. But let's get on to Nintendo news.
Okay. This is just hot takes right now.
It's hot takes. Hot takes central.
Nintendo's still Nintendo, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, so honestly, people were like, I saw rumors going around. People were like, "Oh, this is going to be a new remake of like the classic, the Pearls. If you want that Pearl, that DS game that could be good if it was quicker." And I'm like, yeah.
I didn't even think that. I thought they were just gonna say, "Hey, we put Pokemon Sun and Moon on Switch." That's all I expected.
See, that was the hope. That was the dream. And in my head, I said, what if they totally just put Pokken Tournament on the Switch? And then I turned around and looked at the news items. I just woke up like an hour ago and was like, Pokken Tournament on the Switch. And I said, oh, fuck, they did it. The Madmen.
I went into that Direct blind. I made sure I woke up. I just clicked on that YouTube link. And then I watched that trailer. And, oh my god, man. What are they thinking?
Yo, Pokken Tournament DX, it's ready. Pokken Tournament's now tournament ready, hobby grade item right here.
Oh my god.
So, for those who don't know, Pokken Tournament is a fighting game for Pokemon. It's kind of an arena brawler style game.
It's Tekken, but with Pokemon.
It's Tekken, but like even less Tekken, as in like you disengage from fighting and shoot projectiles. Like, it's not even as, like, it's very weird. It's like a two-part kind of game that I don't like at all.
It was not very popular on release. I think, aside from being stranded on Wii U, it just didn't take off on its own merits, I would argue.
So I think they're redoing it, putting it back out there because Switch is selling big Switch.
Man, it's almost like you should put a big Pokemon game that would sell literal blockbusters.
But what if we put a Pokemon-like fighting game on there instead?
What are they thinking?
I'm trying to garner I have no idea what they're thinking. Like, maybe a hardcore crowd of fighting game, but no one wants to play fucking Pokken Tournament, so...
No. Not even EVO, where, like, the hardcore people are. They didn't even vote it in. Like, that got one of the lowest votes. Like, I'm pretty sure that 1v1 fencing game, whatever it's called, got more votes.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo already has their flagship fighting game. Like, they don't need to, like, put, I think, this mediocre one on. But maybe, like, the other people are like, oh, we're making it already. Just put it on the Switch.
Do you mean their party game, Super Smash Brothers for Wii U?
Yeah. I mean, like, I say they're, like, Nintendo's flagship anything title is more like a children's game. Like, this, like, Brawl. But, you know, they have the one people want. It's Super Smash Bros. Like, I don't think anyone wants Pokken Tournament. Like, no one's like, I mean, there's gonna be like 20 people who stood up and said, fuck yeah, Pokemon Tournament DX.
I'm sure somebody out there is stoked, but like, this is...
but like, not us.
What are you doing? The one who
matters. Yeah. And also, to rub salt in the wound a little bit.
Yeah, so this is almost more egregious to me.
They just fucking do Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is super funny.
They're, like, putting out the definitive version of Sun and Moon, the game that released last year, this year, and it seems like there was very little improvements to this from what that trailer showed.
That trailer showed, like, a whole bunch of, like, new cutscenes and 2 new monsters, and they said there's going to be new Pokemon in it. Like, it seems like the Emerald to the Ruby, all that kind of stuff, so...
Like, way less than a Black 2, White 2, like, actually just hey, we put some more shit in.
Yeah, it just seems like the fucking, you know, like, instead of just having, like, I don't know why they have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is kind of fucked up, I think. I think they should have just gone with, like, Pokemon, I don't know, Jupiter, I don't fucking care.
Everyone said Stars, which is good. That's a good name.
That's a good one, yeah,
Stars.
I'll give that one. But yeah, like, they should have just gone with that third one like they always do. Like, you know, there's Pearl, Diamond, and Platinum, Gold, you know,
Gold, silver,
Sapphire,
crystal.
Ruby,
Sapphire, ruby, emerald.
Emerald.
I got you. Red, blue,
Yeah,
yellow.
we need. How dare you bring yellow into this? Yeah, they need like and so there's this Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun. So I don't know what the fuck these are. These sequels are these just? And it seems like no, there's improvements upon the base game. It seems like they're trying to paint this as a sequel. I mean, like. It seems like it's like we're going back to Aloha and we're doing new things, and I'm like, is this just a sequel or another, just a better version of the game I already have, which I already think is pretty just all right in general? So I don't know what this wants from me.
Well, I am one of the biggest proponents of putting games on the 3DS still that I think you can find. Like, I will heavily defend that principle still. I think you should still be putting out 3DS games. I don't think you should still be putting out the Pokemon remakes on 3DS. I think that is the easiest decision to say, no, we need to put this game on Switch. Because that is how people will buy it again.
Yeah, I think this was like this is like a slam dunk open shot. Like, let's put Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon on the Switch with the Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, like, people wouldn't even be mad about, like, this questionable re-release of this game, which, to be fair, we still don't know the details on because they were vague as fuck. But yeah, I would probably buy Ultra Sun on the Switch. I'm not going to buy this game now on 3DS. I'm just not.
I'm going to wait to see what the deets are for this game, you know, like what's the actual like stuff going on here. I'm a pretty big Pokemon fan. I like almost every single Pokemon game, so I'd be down to play some more Pokemon. I would just really have to sell me and be like, no, we're really making Sun and Moon the game Chase wanted and not the game I got. So I'd have to, you know, I actually want it. Like right now, I just don't care, is what I'd say. Like, it's vague as fuck. It's just like, here's Pokemon Sun and Moon again, but better. And I'm like, who cares?
And the other thing that's been eating away at everybody is, why are they doing this days away from E3?
Maybe get like some pre-hype going, because I think they're gonna probably. It seems like their E3 Direct wants to focus on the Switch, is what I'm guessing. So they're getting this out. They're getting Ultra Sun and Moon out of the way. You know, like, fuck it. It's 3DS game, not focused on it's on for Switch. Maybe there'll be like a day 3 kind of thing. You know, like, who cares? Just get this announcement out of the way. We're going to prepare for the Switch for E3 is what I think's going to happen. That's my like guess.
It better be a packed and exciting presentation then, man, because you can't just you just lost your Pokken Switch announcement, so like there better be shit to fill that time.
Yeah, what if they at the E3 they announce like Pokemon Stars for the Switch? Then like everyone blows their fucking mind.
Yeah, this was just a bait and switch. Nintendo's the real mastermind, of course.
Yeah, Nintendo, a real mastermind, all known and loved.
Yeah, why would we ever underestimate them?
Why would we ever, after only constantly failed consoles?
I would just say bad decisions, consoles aside.
Yeah, I mean,
the Wii's great.
Aside, but like, fantastic. I mean, like the Wii's a great console with like failed everything else around it. Like, and then you look at the GameCube, which is like Nintendo knows how to make their own titles, but no one knows how to do things for them. And I think that's always been like a nail in the coffin for Nintendo. Like every time it comes around, I think the Switch is like the best example of like, maybe we can bring more people into this. It has like that handheld properties. Like their handheld stuff has always been great for third party, but their main stuff has usually been shit for third parties. I think like the Switch is like a great way to bring it all together, you know, like bring those handheld third party people in who just make great handheld games, and then have Nintendo just make their main property games, and maybe you can like start making bigger handheld games for the Switch. I think that's where like I want it to be.
Like that's a good foundation to build off of. That's a good way to build that bridge back, is by leaning down that crutch of those old like DS games, and then being able to bring back in those EAs into the fold, you know? Once they see it's a viable platform.
I'm going to move my microphone a little. There we go. All right. That doesn't probably sound great.
You sound fantastic, Chase.
All right. Let's get into one more thing here.
Yeah, there's one more announcement.
Well, this is say your announcement. I'll see what your announcement is, and I'll compare it to mine.
They announced Pokemon Gen 2.
Yeah, Gold and Silver for the 3DS.
They're porting an 18-year-old game.
So, like, the thing that's fucked up, they have the better version out there. Like, there is just a better version of Gold and Silver out.
You mean Crystal?
Well, that Crystal, but you also have Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Well, yeah, it's the other thing. But, like, people want to play the original because people are dumb.
But there's the originals right there. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I found it. The original's but better. The remake version's a better version. Everyone knows that.
I mean, people were really excited to play original Red and Blue as well. Like, there are
I
better
guess.
versions
Like,
of that game as well.
I know,
But
and that still confuses me.
that's still the version people wanted.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I actually thought people would be more excited because I thought that Gen 2 crazy people were, like, in the majority. It turns out that that was just a vocal minority because, as always, Gen 2, the worst gen. Like, whoop-de-freaking do, it's coming to the 3DS, I don't care.
I just don't ever want to play old Pokemon. Like, I think it's really crazy if people want to play old Pokemon games again. Like, I don't even see the point in playing Gen 1 really ever anymore. Because, like, it's just so antiquated and boring. And the only thing that keeps me going back to Pokemon are new Pokemon, new evolutions, and hopefully better improvements on HM stuff. Like, that's all I want. And, like, quicker gameplay. I just want quicker gameplay all the time out of that series. I think it's so slow. And, like, that's all I ever want out of Pokemon is, like, make it quicker, make it easier, and give me new Pokemon. Like, and then going back to the originals is, like, let's go slow to these really shitty inventory system, let's have all this really bad stuff, and go play the game. And shitty sprites. And you're like, alright, here I go. Like, I'd never want to play that game again.
I think there is real value to having original Red, original Blue, like, available. Like, I think historically alone, but, like, there are times where it's great to go back to those games, even if not for perspective, for nostalgia, whatever you want. I think there is a reason to have those games available to people. I think that's a good thing that should be there. And I think there's a lot of people that are really happy they can do that, regardless of those obvious, undeniable flaws you just spoke about.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I'd be happy if they're like, we're releasing gold, silver, crystal, and heart gold, soul silver for the people who aren't crazy. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm not crazy. Like, I think nostalgia's there too is good, but, like, I just want, like, it to give everything then at that point. Like, you just don't leave out the other good stuff there.
I mean, you can go buy a cart for Heart Gold, Soul Silver and still play it on your 3DS. It's a little harder to play an original version these days because you need an older piece of hardware,
That's true, but they're also, like, super jacked up prices because they don't get made anymore. So,
Dude,
like, bring down the prices.
Pokemon games, prices are amazing.
Are you kidding? Like, they're like $40 still for, like, any of the TS games.
No, I know. And it's crazy because those games are manufactured like hell. Like, there's so many copies.
Like, you said they're amazing. I thought you meant, like, that's, like, they're good prices.
No, it's
like,
amazing that they keep their value despite there being millions of copies.
Yeah, like, they have, like, I'm like, I'm like, why don't you bring down the prices maybe a little bit? I'd be interested in buying those games. Like, I can see going back to playing gold and silver, but I can never go back and play those games without an emulator to, like, speed it up because those games are slow and, like, methodically paced and, like, very tiring. And I cannot go back to those games. I just have to play Sun and Moon. Like, Sun and Moon, at least with all the fuck ups it has, like, at least it, like, freed up HMs to not be the worst thing ever invented in the history of mankind. At least, like, it freed up the idea of, like, you catch Pokemon, they go to your box, they're easy to grab out of your box now. I think, like, with the handheld stylus stuff, everything's quicker to get out of your box. Like, stuff like that's just so much better than it's ever been, that I think it's way worse going back now. Like, I just want to see Pokemon go forward instead of, like, or either remaking the old games to make them better now. Like, I think ever announcing an old title does just nothing for me now, because I think those games are just lackluster compared to what we have now. And they have so many of the original Pokemon in Sun and Moon that I just... fuck it.
I don't know. I think it's very harmless to put this out. I think there would be people that are very excited about this. It's literally my least favorite Pokemon gen, so, like, I have no attachment to this, but, like, sure, do it. Do it for the people who want it.
I think it's totally fine, but I'm like, at least, like, I want to see just, like, it's like, alright, cool, Pokemon Gold, like, well, then what about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Fire Red, Leaf Green? Like, I want to see those games come, too.
I'd rather see those games come to Switch, if we're being honest. Put those on the eShop.
I'd rather
see fucking rad.
I'd rather see all my 3DS games go on to Switch too. Like, I'd really like to be able to play my 3DS games on the Switch. Like, if I could do that, that'd be pretty fucking rad. But you can't.
Well, tune in to this year's E3 and please be excited.
Die. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm excited. So Mario Odyssey might be coming this year. That's exciting news.
I fucking hope so, man.
And that's about it. That's all I know, and I'm excited for a Mario game. I have a Switch now, so now I'm kind of bought in. But speaking of Switch, the good transition, Nintendo Online. Let's talk about it.
Oh, that's right. We never talked about this.
That's right. Well, because the announcement came out after
our
show.
I don't think there's like much to talk about yet still.
I think it's important to say, like, I'm happy it got pushed back to 2018, so I still don't have to pay for online if I get Splatoon 2. That's some just good news for me.
Oh, you're not getting Splatoon 2.
People were paying... I'm going to get Splatoon 2.
No,
I'm excited.
Not. No, you're not buying a Wii U game.
I'm gonna buy Splatoon 2. Like,
All
I like
right.
Splatoon. I'm gonna buy Splatoon 2.
Okay. Let me know
More
how it
Splatoon's
is.
a good thing. It's gonna be like Splatoon. What do you fucking want from me?
I want something more than Splatoon.
I mean, I want fucking Pokemon for the Switch. But these things don't happen. I wanted Pokemon Snap 2 the whole entire time a Wii U was out. I thought that was a slam dunk. I thought it was easy.
It would
But
have been.
Nintendo proves me wrong every time. So Nintendo Online coming out 2018 got pushed back all the way because I still don't think Nintendo knows how to do online, and I think they're still getting grief for everything they like announced beforehand.
Yep.
So they're changing up their online system a lot because everyone kept giving them a bunch of shit because they deserve to get a bunch of shit.
But you know what they're not changing? Their
What?
voice chat.
That's right, baby. Get that iPhone app.
My God.
It's awful.
Did you see the diagram?
I saw something like, I think that was a third party one, so I was a little more like whatever, you know, like they showed it off, but that was a third party peripheral apparently.
It looked like the new iPod announcement, like attaching headphones while charging. Like it looked like that.
Yeah, it looked like a fucking insane man's adventure into darkness.
You're just connecting like 3 different cables to just all this different shit. Also, you can just have a voice chat with like your party in Splatoon.
Like the thing is, like, I'm gonna learn from this is I'm gonna have, you know, like I have like my big setup, like my computer, and then my consoles near my computer and stuff like that. Like probably when I move again, so I had to move all my house stuff recently. That I'm just gonna turn on and be like, hey, does anyone have a laptop? Do you just want to talk on Discord?
Right, all the
Use
nerds are just
Skype?
gonna load up proprietary, chat software. Like
Because because using their chat software must be like a fucking nightmare compared to like I'm just gonna take my stuff I already know is good and just use that.
it's fucking embarrassing, man.
It's really fucking stupid and bad. Like normal Nintendo doesn't know how to do online stuff.
I used to go into Xbox Live parties when I would play like my Nintendo games when I wanted to talk to my friends back in the day. I would just like have both consoles on, but just turn the switcher over because there was just no other way to do it.
I've gotten for every single console now. I just bring my laptop out with me and my microphone and my headset so I sound good and just use those. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, well, their headsets aren't that great. But like I actually went back and I hardly use Sony now because my NAT type got restricted too, so I can't even get in parties with people. So like all this shit's fucked up with me. So I just use computers almost for all communication now, and I just use every game that can go on a computer for online because I think all their chat stuff is broken. I think all their multiplayer stuff can get really fucked up easily for all systems. But Nintendo has been prolific in keeping it shitty all the time.
It's embarrassing, dude.
Yeah, like you can work a Sony online system, you can work an Xbox online, but for Nintendo, every single console has been like a friend code, or there's no chatting, or chatting is a left to emos, and like all this shit is just bad. Like no one wants any of what they're offering, and they just keep offering it. Everyone keeps telling them no, stop it.
Can't wait to play Pokken online, man.
DX baby, here we go. But also it's $20 annually is the price, so cheap.
Super cheap.
Super cheap, which is that's not a bad. I'm okay with that. If it was gonna be like 60 annually, I would be like actually a little like
fuck
peeved,
you.
because I'm like you don't deserve like that. 20 I'm a little more okay with, and access to a library of NES games is what they're saying is what it's gonna be, instead of like having a NES game get released every month like they were saying, like Xbox or PS4 does, but with actual games that are new and have come out maybe a year or two ago. They're going to do NES games, which they all own, and would be really shitty to do. There's like, you can have a library of NES games. They have not released a specified list of what these NES games are, or what they're going to be, or how many, but we have something at least. I still think it's a raw deal to like throw that in. So I think I'd rather get like, again, like what Sony or Xbox does, just give me some like a free game a month. That shit's still really cool.
They don't have enough games coming out right now to sustain that.
I know. It's like the worst part is like I get NES games like, I get Mario 3. Like dope, I guess. Like I can play Mario 3 again whenever I want to. And like the thing is like I can already do that without paying $20 a month.
Yeah, but everyone's going to play $10 as soon as they could to buy it off the eShop. Like I mean like it's a good thing in theory. I think this is a good idea in theory. In practice though, maybe my lowered expectations of Nintendo right now, like, I don't think it's going to get pulled off the way people want.
Yeah, they said they're going to add online play to all these games, so that's even more interesting to me. Like, what the fuck does that
You play
mean?
Super Mario Kart online.
oh fucking boy. Or like for Super Mario Bros. 3, like is it just like there are leaderboards now and like more shit to clutter the screen of like a game that should not have a cluttered screen? Like I'm just wondering what's gonna get in my way, what's gonna fuck something up. As much as I like Nintendo, they're again prolific in fucking things up. So
And what I'm confused about is when they finally do introduce the eShop, which we still don't have, or not the eShop, it's the whatever the digital thing is specifically. Virtual
the
console, got it.
Virtual Console.
That's what I meant. Whenever that does come, if you want to buy an NES game but you have this online service, where's the line there? Is it like I already have The Legend of Zelda, but by buying it I get to keep it now if I lose my online? Are there some games not in this NES library that I can only buy in the store? Like,
well, I'm gonna assume there are already not gonna be NES games that are in the library that are on the store that aren't in the library. Like they've already said this, they didn't say all NES games, so
that's super shitty though. Like,
so there's something, yeah, and they don't have any like they have NES games and that's it. When they have like a huge catalog of also SNES games
and then
or
64
N64 games, like to be like only NES games, which are like that's kind of cool, but like that's not my childhood at all. Was not the NES or the SNES. It was the 64 and the GameCube. Like I'd rather go back and play those games, and they're not gonna have those games available at all to anyone. Like if they're gonna like only release part of their category, like I still don't care. Like if like it's half their catalog, it's like 1/10 of a catalog of NES games. All you're getting, like I still don't think it's worth $20 at all.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's real up in the air right now.
I mean, the Nintendo way, it's real up in the air. I want to see what they're gonna do for E3. If I can even watch E3s, I realize that like I'm on Monday when E3 kind of kicks off. You know, I'm gonna be like having to move half my shit to another area again. So,
as is my tradition, I am working during E3.
heck yeah, buddy. Heck
Check
yeah.
the updates via phone, unless I want to go in blind. I probably will.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna like just sit down and watch live stream like I'd normally try to get somewhere where I can sit down and watch them, but we'll see.
We'll see.
So
That's been your Nintendo Minute.
it's been Nintendo 22 minutes.
The Nintendo Hot Sec.
Yeah, I mean,
Brought
like,
to you by Mountain Dew.
So, in other news, we have a new Life is Strange game got like kind of announced coming out. One second, I just realized I didn't turn off something in this house that's gonna make my audio sound bad, so I'm turning it off.
Okay.
Because there's like a weird air conditioning that I forgot to turn off that like echoes this whole area of this house that I'm in. That's the best place to sit down and talk.
Dude, it's gonna get real hot with that AC off. What are you thinking?
I've turned off the AC.
You madman.
I'll sit through this fucking podcast and make it short sounds at least decent.
That's dedication.
Before.
This man cares
Yeah.
about the craft.
And I also have a sweatshirt and sweatpants on, so like at some point killing myself is the only way I know how to live anymore.
Alright. So Life is Strange.
Life is Strange game.
It's like Gone Home, but with time travel. It came out 2015, right? 2015, 2 years ago?
2015. Yeah, 2015 or was it 2014?
Oh, might have been 2014.
It might have been both years because it was episodic.
Fair enough. Episodically released. Kinda not visual novel, adventure-y kind of game. Make the choices, almost Telltale-y.
Yeah, it's a styled Telltale adventure game. It's a 2015 release only.
Okay.
People liked it. I played like 2 episodes and kind of fell off it. I feel I can't play episodic games unless they're fully out, so I played like 2 before the last one was out, and I just didn't get into it.
I feel the same about episodic games, and I never tried Life is Strange either because it's not my kind of game.
Yeah. What I played was good. Some of the dialogue was really like I'm like 50 years old writing like a 20-year-old's tale.
Yeah,
style,
that was
like,
a common complaint or criticism.
Or it could have been like this is French and we're writing American kids, stuff like that.
That's also really interesting.
Yeah, and so like stuff like that seemed like interesting. Like a lot of use of the word hella.
Yeah, they said hella a lot, didn't they?
But like also like hella's super funny words. So, like a part of it like endeared me to these fucking dumb I think they were college kids, not high school kids. So like that kind of threw me off a little more.
Did it take place in California, in game?
I think it took place in a fictional town. I don't know where it was.
Okay.
Like my memory of that game is not the best. I thought it was good, but not great. I thought some of the story stuff was really cool though, and I like adventure games, so I can get into that style of adventure game of like fun, figuring out time travel bullshit, and like solving mysteries with your buddies. Like I can get into that.
And some people were actually like really high on this game, like surprisingly
Yeah,
so to me.
I've heard some things and seen some like stuff further down the line that makes that game look really cool. Like if you haven't played it, I'd give it a check. I think it's free on PlayStation. Like this June is like, or like coming up, it's free or was free, so people could probably give it a try. Yeah, the game's totally legit. I think that's like worth a check out. I think what it was made with and like how indie it was, like that game's pretty good and put out by Ubisoft. So like it was like the indie Ubisoft team.
Right.
There's a new one coming out that's not a sequel. They said they don't want to work on the same characters again, and knowing the ending of that game, because I pretty much just didn't play it all the way. I just watched bits and pieces and just figured out the ending. There almost couldn't be a sequel to that game from
Yeah,
what I know.
I thought someone died. I thought a main character died.
All right, here's the ending. Life is Strange spoilers. Either you let your best friend die, or you let the whole town get destroyed. That's the ending choice. You get two. It's your dual choices.
Black and white.
Black and white, or I mean, not really. It's more like best friend die or whole town dies. You choose
Binary.
binary choice at the end, which kind of sucks as always. I don't like those kind of choices in games that much, but I got them,
We got 'em.
and then it just kind of ends. And so apparently, also along with that rumor of Life is Strange sequel that has nothing to do, they're also thinking of making a prequel to what is Life is Strange, the original. It's a rumor. That one has not been confirmed or denied.
Wait till E3, baby.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a prequel to any game about those characters. I don't think even the people who like that game want a prequel, as
See,
is the usual.
see those characters even younger.
Yeah, well, if we made our characters younger, but also took away all the cool powers they had.
Oh God, you're right.
It was like the whole part of that game that was cool was you could time travel. You're like solving time travel and crimes and mysteries. But then you take that all away. Like that'd be a prequel. You just take it all away, or someone else suddenly has a power or whatever. It'd be really contrived and shitty, is my guess.
Yeah, that's probably not something that exciting. I was
So
pretty
if you,
surprised that this game was getting a sequel, but especially like this late, I feel like that would have been an announcement that came sooner for a game almost 2 years old. But I mean, it's cool. I bet a lot of people are stoked about this. So maybe
maybe
they
it's like
can.
maybe it's Ubisoft getting out of the way a little bit, going like, hey, just in case this gets leaked, we're doing a Life is Strange thing. Ubisoft E3, they'll show it off probably a little bit.
Because everything Ubisoft has gets leaked.
Yeah, every time. So they're just like probably getting a little bit out of the way, maybe.
They got a
I expected
rat.
it to be at E3. That game sold really well. That game receptionally was really well, and fans really like it. So I think that's all good stuff to look forward to in a game that like I don't care that much about, but people like. I would probably like it if I played it, but I just never didn't get into it. Then that was about it.
And that's about it.
It's like Tales of Borderlands. People keep telling me that game's amazing, but I just literally never played it.
I just don't want to be in that universe.
Yeah, I have such a version of Borderlands that like I just don't. I hate over the top stuff shoved in my face for like over an hour. I can't take it.
I
I've
love over the
tried.
top stuff. I just have particular taste about over the top stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like over the top to like such a consistency that like it becomes numb and annoying.
Like Bayonetta's over the top.
Yeah,
That's a good over the top.
that's a good over. I mean, like over the top humor. I think is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
just a man screaming about his muscles. And I'm like, got it. All right, next character.
I just don't like memes.
Or like,
Anyway,
yeah, memes are pretty bad too.
so guess what else came out? Has been announced
came
at
out?
least. Mega Man Legacy Collection 2.
Is this gonna be X?
No, this is
Oh.
Mega Man 7, 8, 9, and 10 on one disc.
Oh, all right.
Now tell me about the response. Yeah, let me hear your thoughts. Did you know about this?
No, I didn't even hear about this, so I might have like this slipped on my radar a bit.
I think this dropped last night. I was just browsing around.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, Megacy. I mean, I like Mega Man. I mean, I don't like 7, 8, 9, 10 that much. Like, I'll be honest, I like 2 and 3 a lot because those are like nostalgic in a way for me. But I also just really like their music, and I think the music isn't as good all the way through from 2 and 3. But I mean, those are like some fun Mega Man games. Like, if they wanted to pull my heartstrings, it'd be like 7, 8, 9, 10, X, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just keep it going with X. Like,
They do the X collection next.
yeah, I know, but I'm like, I guess we're doing the Legacy part 2, which I just is cool, but whatever to me. Like I didn't buy Legacy 1, I'm not gonna buy Legacy 2.
I planned one day to buy Legacy 1, But like Legacy 2 is clearly a little bit more lackluster than 1. 7 and 8 are kind of black sheeps, they're real weird Mega Man
Mega
games.
Man 8's a weird game.
Yeah, they're kind of like bastardized from the series by fans, I feel like. They're
And
kind of
9
looked
and
down on.
10 I think are also looked down upon because they're just weird nostalgic grabs of Mega Man games. I don't think they're bad games. I just think they're like they're they're like we're going back to the old graphical style of like when we didn't have money and like we're doing the old NES stuff. And
So,
it's just like all right, cool. Like I like to see Mega Man made now, but not shitty like Mighty Number 9.
so I played 9 when it was new on the Wii, and I loved it. I think nine's great. I did not get to play 10, but if it's as good as 9 was, then I think those two games are quality that like deserves to stand with 1 through 6. Honestly,
Yeah. It's weird. I have such a weird thing with games like this now where I'm like I'd rather just see them really like a really improved take on them now. So like just the same old thing. Like 9 feels like they made Mega Man 5.1 and I'm like okay, cool, but like I'd rather see like a really new and like really graphically improved take on these games. But I'm also the same guy who's like Sonic Mania looks really good, but I do think that game looks graphically way better than most. Like I think you can do the old sprite, but in HD and give it a whole bunch of like a whole bunch of background stuff and a whole bunch of cool environmental stuff, and like that'd be really fun. I think for me as a Mega Man fan, instead of just getting like I didn't like 9 and 10 for just being like it's another Mega Man game, but like not really cool or improved in a way that I wanted.
I think
I
there
just want
was a cool
innovation.
factor, like just because of how faithful it was to that original style. I think carried it for me a lot, actually.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of love for that original style. I think
Okay,
like I like Mega Man for the gameplay, but like the style of those games never grabbed me in really any way.
okay.
Mega Man 8 probably grabbed me as it had like a really like that felt like a new Mega Man game. Maybe it wasn't like the greatest, but like that style, like I was like, okay.
Talk about bass,
Talk about bass.
bass and treble.
Well, yeah, bass and treble. There we go. Thank you.
Oh God.
But like I'd want a new Mega Man game that's good, but like that'll never happen. So I can just keep dreaming.
Mega Man Legends 3.
One day it'll come. It's coming.
It's coming. Capcom's cooking it up.
Someone's
Right,
got to kick that can of the trash can. Like,
right,
come on.
right behind Monster Hunter Double Cross.
I know. Like, that's a 3DS game going to the Switch. That's a slam dunk for me. Nintendo.
That game is gonna sell millions.
So like in the Capcom, do you know like the Capcom shares went up like super high when that game was announced? Like,
For Switch,
yeah, for Switch like shot up like as high as it's ever been in a while.
I totally believe it.
That game's gonna sell fucking gangbusters, and I hope that game comes to America so I can play a fucking Monster Hunter game on a system with 2 thumbsticks.
And then
Like,
being able to take it with you and then sit down on your couch and play it, like that's
and play
so
with 2 thumbsticks.
incredible.
I don't even give a fuck about moving that thing around. If I could just have 2 goddamn thumbsticks for once when I play those games, so my hand doesn't cramp up and hurt for playing it for like more than 4 hours, like a crazy person would. My hand doesn't hurt anymore. Like I want, like that game left me with pain in my hand because I played it so much that like I want like that game to like just not hurt me anymore. I want it to love me like I love it.
Back on those Sony days, we could play it on the PS2.
God, those like that. Think about like how crazy that is now to be like, oh man, isn't it crazy to play like those games that like you have? It's a third-person game with no camera controls. Still fucking blows my mind.
That's like Nintendo's biggest get, right? Is Monster Hunter. Like
Oh fuck yeah!
that's like the biggest thing. Like if Sony could ever take that back, Nintendo could just be fucked.
Like think how fucking cool it would be if they did a PS4 exclusive Monster Hunter, like the fucking best graphics for like a cool game where you fight giant monsters. Like that'd be a huge get. That'd be a graphical powerhouse. They put a lot of money into it.
Dude, the internet
Like
would
that,
break. Like
internet would
like
die.
Sony people fighting Nintendo people, like it would explode.
Yeah, I would. I really like. I still think it's the biggest crime of all time that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate never came to the Wii U. Like I think that's the most fucked up thing that's ever happened because like holy shit, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is like not my favorite Monster Hunter game. I think 4 is just a better game in almost every way. But like playing that game on the Wii U, I was like, well, this is actually fun because like I can control things, like it feels good. But like playing 4 Ultimate Generations, like that game just hurts your hand after a bit. So I want console Monster Hunters. I want them back.
Double
It's gonna
cross,
happen.
baby. It is happening. We got it.
Yeah,
We
I
did
know.
it.
I mean, it has not been announced for America yet. And like, guess what? Sometimes those games don't come to America.
You should learn
So,
Japanese.
I should learn
Solve
Japanese.
all your problems.
I'm learning American Sign Language, so no.
Not gonna help you
But-
for video games, I'm afraid.
It's definitely not gonna help me for video games, but it's gonna help me talk to people, so I'll live. But like, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, double crossed, and
Great name, by the
I
way.
hope that great name, Monster Hunter XX double cross, like good shit.
Follow up
I
to
just
X.
I just want that game to come out here. I hope it gets announced. I hope it happens. Like fuck, man, that would be so good. That'd be such a
E3.
huge get.
Please be excited.
Yeah, please get well for like for this one to go and Monster Hunter Double Cross coming to America this fall. I'd be like, and then die. I'd like cross like whenever that game gets released in Japan comes out same day in America, I'd die. I'd be like, all right, this is the year of dreams. So coming out this year in Japan, right?
I believe so. Don't quote me
Came out
on
the same
that.
day in America, I'd probably die. I'd like die.
Game of the year.
Probably not. I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, I couldn't. Maybe for me, but like, I'm always thinking like it's weird. I'm always in the mode of like, what the VGHL fight's gonna happen, you know? Like, I'm kind of always thinking that way.
Ghost Recon Wildlife.
That's not gonna. That's not gonna win. You know, Thomas. Even Thomas doesn't want that to win. Thomas is gonna be like, that's number 8 on my list. Like, I already know. I've talked to Thomas enough about that game that he's not crazy enough to go down that fucking road with us.
But yeah, I think that I think that would be enough for me to jump into Monster Hunter. Honestly, that would be my first Monster Hunter game. I'd dive in.
And then think about it. It's free. The online's free right now. We could play together.
Yeah.
And then the online does become free, and then we never play again. Like, that's how that works.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I'd buy that fucking game. I mean, I'd probably buy an online too for the Switch because
Like
I'm already
millions of people worldwide would buy that game.
Yeah, I mean, Japan it would just sell through the fucking roof. I think it'd be okay to just sell it in America, even at a loss at some bit, because it'd be selling so well.
Just to
But
sell.
I think it still has a good fan base in America.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know how the Monster Hunter people are crazy, so they might just inflate their numbers by being very loud minorities. You know,
The Monster Hunter audience has got to be bigger than the Dragon Quest audience, right?
man.
They're probably
Dragon
comparable.
Quest. How did Dragon Quest 8 like the remake sell? Or like which one was it? What's not 8? Which one did I fucking play?
8 was
God.
remade. 7 was also remade. They were both
Which
on
one did
3DS right now. You played 7, I think.
Did I play 7? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, because 8 didn't come out till this winter. 7 was last fall.
Yeah, I played 7. 7's dope.
Yeah, they're all dope. Go figure.
They're all good games. Don't sleep on. How did that game? I want to see how that game sold.
You can
know,
look
the
it up real
3DS
quick if
version.
you want. I wonder. Probably
Yeah,
not
you
good
should-
enough for Square Enix, but hey.
Yeah. Does anything sell good enough for them? I still can't believe they're getting rid of IO Interact. Like, I still can't believe the Hitman shit is gone. Like,
Get
okay, here we go. The sales of the Nintendo 3DS remake exceeded 800,000 copies in the first week in Japan. As of March 17, 2013, the remake has sold 1,174,000 copies, which is in Japan. I don't know how it sold in America.
Yeah, I want those American numbers, baby.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to
which-
get 11 to the West, because technically that has not been announced yet.
Yeah, I mean,
And that game looks incredible.
that's true. I mean, again, as always, it always looks incredible.
No, but like more than usual. Seeing it like in HD on
Oh,
a
man.
console like the
It
PS4, like
I
watching those
looked-
trailers blows my mind.
I'm looking at the sales charts on VG charts, you know?
Oh, yeah, very reliable, yes.
Very bad. You want to hear how this works?
Sure.
So 1.31 million Japan. Guess
Yep.
what North America is?
0.5.
0.09.
Fuck.
Europe
that's not
0.13.
That's
The
I don't
rest
think
of
those
the
are
world,
accurate, but like yeah.
0.02.
That's yeah.
I mean, I could almost argue those are accurate. Like, that game came out pretty little, like, fanfare. Like, fanfare for Japan. For us, like, people don't care. And that game was awesome. Like, that game's really fun and, like, really long. I've been playing a lot of long RPGs lately, is what I've realized also, and it's kind of taken it out of me.
Hey, my name's Joe Lungy. Nice to meet you. Can't wait to
Yeah.
talk about what we've been playing.
So, what have you been playing?
We're
Is there
not there
other
yet.
news?
We're not there
Oh,
yet.
you got news? You got news?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
I guess we're there.
Or do you have news? I'm just asking the question.
No, I don't.
Okay, then why the fuck do you want to delay what you've been playing?
No, we can just get started.
What do you want to stop? Did you want to
No,
go
no, no,
somewhere?
no, no. What are you playing,
okay?
Chase? What are you playing?
I literally asked you and you said no, so you have to answer the question. Have you been playing nothing?
I've been playing a lot of things.
All right, I just took a glass of water, big sip.
Great.
You want me to go first?
All right.
Do you want
yeah,
me to, do you want me to go first?
I want you to lead in. All right.
Okay, so I'm playing Fire Emblem Fire Emblem Echoes. God, not Heroes.
Oh,
Jesus.
You started.
I started on chapter 2 now. I just started Celestia Quest, like Celestia's start, did her first battle.
Okay.
And now, that game's pretty good. I'm
think
liking the battle system a lot.
I think the worst part of that game is the first 2 chapters.
Okay, cool. I'm already liking the chapters. I am liking the main characters so far. I think you're correct with the. I'm liking. I'm not liking the female crazy person, Faye.
Faye's bad.
Faye's all right. Like is a thing. Like I'm always okay with one-off comedy characters. Like those are fun for me.
Faye's been the butt of every joke as far as I've seen on the internet. She's the ultimate cuck.
What does that even mean?
She's the ultimate cuck. Keep playing. Max
Gotcha.
out that social link.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't like the socially talking in the middle of battle. I never like that. I don't like that in the old Fire Emblem games. I don't like it in this game either. So I wish that was just let the support menus in the menu. You can just go to support stuff in the game. You know, I wish that was just in there. I think it's just like really like it's like I just think it's like unnecessary. You know, like just unnecessary tedium in a fight. But other than that, I think like I really do like the battle system. I like taking out the weapon wheel, kind of. I kind of like everyone just kind of slugging it out for hours on end.
I like it a lot, dude.
As you go into battle, as you just keep everyone's just fucking slugging it.
The meat shields, yes.
I like the class changing for villagers. I don't know, I got them like all to level 10, then class change them around. So that's been kind of fun. I think it's interesting. I feel like the class changes aren't important. Like you should like be pushing for class changes almost instantly. Which is weird.
I think it's more efficient to just change your class as soon as it's available because the stat increases are so minimum if you wait.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to go all the way and grind it for like minimum rewards.
It was really funny. I got everyone like level 10 except for a few villagers. I think there's a few people who aren't level 10 yet. So like I looked for like where their stat growth were the biggest, you know? So I'm like, all right, all these people are going to be mercenaries. No, their skill and speed is good. We're going to put them in mercenary camps. And I'm just going to make these few other people soldiers and cavaliers. I already have like 2 soldiers. I don't need another one. And I need a cavalier, so I'm probably going to make Faye my cavalier.
Oh, interesting. You haven't maxed them out yet after you finish the first chapter.
I got them to level 10. I didn't get Faye to level 10. I want to get to level 10 before I sent them on to their next mission class, like their next class. I did get what's the red-haired boy, Lucas?
I love Lucas.
I got him to fucking the beefy boy class. So
Lucas
he's
is great.
Good. It's like I saw the soldier stat increase. They looked all low, so I was like, I'll just fucking bump him to general already. You know, like give him to be a tank man.
Yep.
And so he was like carrying me on that last mission, just being the tank boy.
You get that Draco shield?
I did not get the Draco shield.
I didn't think so.
He ran away. Did you get it?
No, that mission's impossible. I was seeing people, it's like, it takes you 51 turns, and you're just, like, kiting and pinging for 1 damage, like...
Yeah, like, that seemed, like, really stupid. I was like, I'm just gonna play the video game, and it's not that hard. I don't think I need a Draco shield. Like, I don't think it's been that challenging. I think I've been pretty good at knowing my, like, going into it. I think I'm playing on the normal difficulty, so I'm not playing on hard. It's feeling not super challenging, but, like, I don't think it's where I'm at. It's supposed to be super challenging. I think that last mission was, like, a lot of build-up. And it wasn't that challenging.
Yeah, the Draco Shield obviously will break the game, but like I think it's really cool and fun that they have little side objectives like that.
The Levin sword, the Levin sword fucking destroys in that game.
Levin sword OP. I gave that to Gray, just kicking ass.
I gave it to, what's the silver-haired guy's name?
Oh, Clyde?
Clyde? Yeah, he's great. I gave it to him.
I made him a mage.
I gave it to him, and he just started fucking murdering. Because he's, like, hitting twice with his, like, skill and speed kept going up. And I was like, well, you get the fucking lightning sword. You're the only one with skill and speed in my group. And he's, like, double hitting people with the lightning sword. It's like some dude comes out with heavy armor, is like, brap, dead, and moves on. I'm like, this guy's a fucking murderer. So he's a merc. He's a merc with 11 sword, and I kind of really like that.
Yeah. No,
I didn't make a mage. I haven't made a mage yet.
You're a madman, because mages are insane.
Mages are real good as... So look, they give me chapter 2 so I can use a mage so I can understand them.
And then you have an all-mage team.
Yeah, you're like, all right, fuck it. You have everyone's amazed that this one can use a dagger and everyone else uses magic, and you're like, this one's going up front. Everyone healer.
But that's kind of cool. I really like how distinctive the two armies feel.
Yeah, that was a cool moment to be like, oh, this person can attack and also use magic, battle, cleric, whatever. But like everyone else is just like mages and like a cleric, and I'm like, this is gonna be some fun shit. Like this is a cool, distinct difference. Like I like that. Like one party is a bunch of beefy dudes with swords, and then one cleric, and this whole other party's one beefy lady with a sword, and everyone else is magic people. And I'm like, well, here we go.
You put her to block those on the choke points.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I still love putting people on bridges and having a Pegasus Knight. Like that's still the fun strategy of the day. Like
yeah. Put
someone on a bridge, have a Pegasus Knight just run around, hit him in the back, and then run away after they've sat in a forest, and everyone gets real mad.
I love that Jenny, the healer for that side, has like the highest attack for that entire army. Like she has insane attack rolls, and she's just this like little girl.
The game again has like I like the characters so far. I'm liking the story. It's a little. I think I already know exactly where it's going, so that's gonna be already know. But I like some of the stuff already. I like the shitty heal character who's like, I fucking only like nobles. And then
I love Fernand.
And he's gonna be like, goddamn peasants killed my family, and I'm like, yeah, they like, but dog, like you're also shitty, so like whatever.
He hates normies.
Like, yeah, he hates normies. They killed his family and burned him down for not giving water out, and I'm like, all right, dog. Give the water out.
I think Fernand's a super fun antagonist. I don't know.
Yeah, I like they introduce like the prince or the guy who wants to be the next in line to king.
Clyde.
He seems like a real shit eater, and I kind of like him.
Oh, what is he? What's his name? Is it Clyde?
I don't think it's Clyde. I think you said Clyde for 2 characters now.
Yeah. Well, I said Clyde was the villager, but no, because there's Tobin, and then there is whatever the white-haired dude. He's not Clyde. Clyde is the blonde-haired knight, who's Fernand's friend. We're fixing
I'll never know. We don't know this shit.
And yeah, and then I don't know how far you got. I think they
Cliff. Cliff is the white-haired boy.
Cliff. That sounds like Clyde.
Cliff is great. I like Cliff a lot. He just seems to hate everyone, and
he's
I'm
so
kind of okay with that. Yeah, he's snarky. He's just like, why are you talking to me? It's not even snarky. He's just a dick.
Have you got Mist and Faye's support?
No. Who's Mist and Faye?
Faye is the girl. Mist is the healer.
Jenny's the healer.
On the guy side.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
You don't have a healer on the guy side?
I have Silk.
Silk? Did I say Mist?
You said Mist and Faye. I think
well,
Mist and
right.
Silk's Faye and Silk's
that's what I meant.
Support has been pretty good. I got the first one of that, and that one seemed. That's why I was like not down on Faye, because I think the Faye and Silk support seemed pretty funny and like all right.
That's what I'm saying. Is Faye is just an asshole to everybody that's not all.
I know, it's kind of like I think like there's good room to have like, you know, a lot of good characters, like interesting characters, and also have like good joke characters. I think are also really good to introduce. Like I think that's important.
So it's just this nice healer lady, just trying to make a friend.
Have a good time, talk to someone, and then like Faye's like fuck off, and I was like, this is really funny.
Just talk about girl stuff. She's like, I don't like to gossip. I don't want to talk about Alm unless it's Alm.
I'm leaving, and Alm of course is just the pure-hearted boy who doesn't notice everyone loves him at all.
Finish some of those supports, because they actually made me really happy with how they resolve.
Gotcha.
In its straightforwardness.
I like how everyone talks to Alm too, like you know Claire's into you, right? And then he's like, what? And like everyone, Tobin's just like, then it's just me and Gray.
But like even Claire, who like is a cliche, I think she's done like really well.
Yeah, I think some of the cliches are like, if you just do a cliche straight and like don't try to make it like too humorous, like it's still fine. Like I think cliches are fine. Like cliches are just part of writing in general.
Yeah.
Like if you just play them straight and have them be fun, then I'm okay.
It still surprises me like just how likable all those characters are. Like every single one of them.
I'm into this game. I'm not playing a ton of it because I'm just not playing a ton of it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna be on a 17-hour road trip, so I'll probably play some more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Slade's a pretty alright shit-eating grin villain character. Also,
yeah.
I want to point that out. Like I don't like Slade, but I like Slade.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like an enemy that's become my friend is like the Rhynia, the princess lady, but I don't know. That's how I feel so far.
Have you got Forsyth yet?
What? Forsyth?
Yeah, he's the Green Knight.
So I beat chapter 1. You get him in chapter 1. Yeah. So I have everyone that you get in chapter 1, which ended up the last person I got was Viper or Python.
Python and Forsyth are real good.
They seem like they'd be a really fun pairing to have. Also, I like archers in this game, like shooting from 3 distance away and missing every shot, and Python just getting like 1 XP per turn. I'm like, hell yeah, buddy, keep it up.
But it's really cool to have archers have that range, though.
Oh yeah, no, I like it, but I'm like sitting there and I'm like, shoot him this time, Python. He just misses. I'm like, keep it up, bud.
See, I made Tobin an archer. Tobin land every shot, baby.
See, I'm gonna make Tobin a fucking idiot and then just leave him as a villager and then never bring him in my party again.
Tobin's great. No
yeah,
hate.
He seems alright.
No hate.
No hate. No hate.
But yeah, let me know how that game goes for you.
Yeah, and so speaking of tactical-based RPGs that I've been playing, I wanted to play a game that I've been wanting to play for a while but never got around to and just kind of bought it on a whim now. I'm playing the Banner Saga.
Oh, ooh. On PC?
Banner Saga, no, on the PS4 because I'm just sitting, I don't want to play on the PC. I just don't.
Okay.
That game is great. That game's pretty fucking good. Like, surprisingly, probably somehow has the strongest writing of that year in that game.
That was like 2013, 14?
Yeah. No, I think that... When was Banner Saga? I know the sequel just came out. I have the sequel too, and I'm blowing through Banner Saga right now. Like, I've been playing a shit ton of Banner Saga, and that game's really fucking cool. That was 14.
Banner Saga's on my list. Like, I think that game's so cool. I would love to get around to that.
That game is beautiful also. I don't think it's I think you can bump that game up to hard and play it. I'm playing on normal. I think you'd enjoy it on hard more.
Okay.
But it's a game where characters can die and that's fine. Like they get injured for battle, but like battles keep happening. And you're trying to like balance your supplies out and stuff. So like you're going through like battle to battle. If someone dies in battle, they get injured for the next battle, which means they get reduced strength in that battle depending on how many days they've been injured for. And so you're like constantly like camping, trying to like maximize your supplies, and then you're also trying to like balance out leveling and buying supplies because your levels, so you have one currency, it's called renown. And once someone levels up, you have to spend renown to level them up. Like that's how you level them up. But also renown's how you buy supplies and items to give your characters. That like give them little stat buffs.
Okay.
So all it's running on one system, and it's really, really good. And sometimes it feels like I'm constantly like going like, how am I gonna win this fight? And I'm like I've gotten really good at playing. And there's two sides you play as. You play as like 2 forces. You play as like what are they called? I just totally blanked on their names now, which feels dumb.
There's humans. There's big
Varls. They're called
horn
Varls.
Are they the horn dudes?
Yeah, those are Varls, and then the Dredge are like weird black obelisk looking, like almost like stone statue creatures you have to fight.
I like the dudes with the horns.
Those are the Varl, and they're cool. So you play as a Varl leader on one side. Trying to get to I pretty much stopped when I tried to get to it's like Riffelheim, trying to get to there, and you're like fighting all these dredge along the way, trying to figure out why the dredge are here, and like that plot has been thickening pretty well. And on the other side, you play as a human called Rook, who's trying to get away from all the dredge coming, and they're just running away and dealing with like humans and dredge along the way because like humans are also shitty, obviously. So it's like going that, and like all your choices seem to have impacts. Like characters that like I leveled up can just die like without like a second.
They can die outside of battle. You can make a decision of like how do we deal with this scenario.
I've had no one die so far, so I've made all my choices correctly because not all of them are obvious, but some of them are kind of obvious. Like one character's holding onto a cart, it's about to go off the edge. Do you tell him to let go or hold on? And I'm like, let it go. And he's like, it's my duty to hold on. I'm like, let it go. And he's like, yeah, all right. And like, apparently if you do not tell him to let it go, like instantly, he just dies.
All right.
Like he just falls off the edge and dies. And like, he's like a character who is like can one hit enemies. He's so strong and he just die.
The greed, they're baiting you.
Yeah, I know. And like, money's important. You need money for supplies. So you're like, ah. And like other times, like there's not an obvious choice. Like I had one, I'm not gonna spoil this. I don't want you to tell, but like there's like not obvious ones, and characters can die, and like I see someone else play it, and they're like doing having the chat vote for what to do.
Oh,
and
God.
like I didn't realize the decision they made killed a character, but it did. And then I was playing it because I was playing it before I watched that, obviously, and like I had that same character, and they just don't have that character anymore, and I forgot what happened to make that character die. But I think I chose something just a little different. So I was like, I just want to do this differently. Like this is how I feel I would do it. And it's really strange, and I really like it. And the combat's really interesting. There's like 16 classes, And it feels like you get like a new class every second. You get a new, like you get a human. There's like 17 human classes. It feels like there's like every archer I've gotten has been a different archer class. Like it's been super weird, and you put like 6 people on the team, so you have like a couple Varl, a couple humans. You're going at it.
I was gonna ask. It's like small squad fights though, right? Like they're not
it's like very
big.
small. But you're also like controlling an army, so like for the Varl, when you get into a fight, it pretty much says like, hey, you have 800 Varl and 100 fighters versus these 700 dredge. What do you plan on doing? And it goes like, hey, if you use these people in a fight like this, you'll get more casualties, but the battle for you will be easier, so the next fight might be easier, so you don't have any injured units. Like it becomes like a weird tactical sim, but also like a very simple tactical sim. So like I like it a lot. It's really cool. The writing's really good and it's beautiful. Like that game looks amazing.
I love that art style.
It's super minimalistic, and like the animations too. Like characters don't move at all, but then like you'll see like their tassels on their like shirt move a little bit in the wind, but like everything else is like almost motionless. Like eyeballs like slightly move. The voice acting's really good when like it's very minimalistic voice acting. Like every once in a while it happens, but like very rarely. And then like also just like the combat music is what's it called? It like fits to how the battle's going, so it's dynamic. There.
Ooh, does it change as you play?
It changes if you're like doing shitty. It'll be like, oh, buddy, you're in a rough one.
I love that.
That stuff's really cool. I think a lot of the fight stuff's really interesting. I think it can be really challenging. I started getting really good at one side at the very end of the game, like near the, don't know if I'm at the end or not, but like on the Jarl Varl side, I've gotten really good at like doing well on those fights. And I switched right back to the humans before I got off. I just got like almost got stomped on my first fight because I'm like, oh, I just don't know how to play as the fucking humans, and like I haven't figured them out the correct way, like the human side.
You don't have those big guys to swing that sword in a circle,
like,
man.
I started figuring out, like I like this way to play as the Varl, and I got it. And then like as the humans, like you also like kind of you have like one Varl on your team, and that's it. So it's everyone else is humans, and it's still like a fucking mess half the time. And like it's just like shit, fuck God, oh fucking damn it.
Varls
like,
are cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool game. It's been a lot of fun. I think the writing has been like superb, and like I feel like I could like just say something and like get rid of a party member, like he won't die, but he'll just leave, or like I had a really good moment where like you're stuck in a forest pretty much, and you're about to get attacked on all sides by dredge, and one person comes and goes, hey, I can shoot fire arrows. And she calls herself a witch, but really she's just throwing oil and fire, is what you figure out really quickly. Like it's obvious to you, the player, but to everyone else it's kind of like, oh, she might be a fucking witch, and she keeps calling herself a witch to piss everyone off. And she's like, don't worry, I'll set fire to the forest, and they'll be fine. And I'm like, don't fucking set fire to the forest. Bad idea. And like right when I say that, the next scene is she set fire to the forest, and like everything got fucked up. And I was like, oh fucking goddamn it! And, like I like that like sometimes what you say and what people will do does not always happen. Some fun stuff like that. It's a cool game. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to play the sequel too, which seems to be also just as good.
Yeah, so, it makes me really happy to hear such high praise, because that game's really cool to me.
Yeah, and it's been like a lot of fun is the thing too. Like I have just been enjoying it like nonstop.
We found happiness. We did it.
I know. I mean, I'm enjoying like Fire Emblem Echoes, Banner Saga, and I just finished Mass Effect Andromeda last night.
Oh my god.
Mass Effect Andromeda, an up and down game, but that finale was really fun.
Oh,
like, that was a fucking cool ass like ending level.
I didn't know how that was gonna go. I didn't know if you were gonna be like, that was bad.
It was. I think it ended in a way that I like. It also had like a nice epilogue to the ending that like let you make some really fun choices. I think at the end that like choices that I've wanted to make the whole game almost. Stuff like that was really cool. But like that ending is like you are literally. So I'm not gonna try to spoil it, but I don't think you're gonna play it anyways. But like,
I'm not playing that game.
You pretty much go into a giant sphere that has a whole like Earth in it. Like it's like a artificially created world that you go inside of that you can like live in.
Okay.
Chasing down the big bad guy, and so you like land in your fucking Mako ship, what's it called? Your vehicle, and you're like going like 160 miles per hour down like slopes and shit while like a giant space fight's happening above you that is like it doesn't really interact with you. It's more of a set piece kind of moment. But it's a really fucking cool set piece moment because you're like flying 160 miles per hour as like ships around you just explode and like go all around you and like shit's moving and popping off. It's really fucking graphically probably one of the like coolest moments this whole year I've seen. Maybe it's like impressive. and then you like hit off land. You fight the big bad in the day, and it's like it's kind of the big bad fight. It's more of like just like a survival wave fight almost. You're just like you're not fighting the big bad himself. You're just like fighting the little creatures around him, beat him, end it. It's an all right fight. I'd rather not fight a big bad in that game than like the little creatures, because like it's all about doing tech combos and kind of like balancing your resources. I kind of like that way more than just fighting a big boss, especially in a shooter game. Big bosses with lots of health bars aren't what I come for a shooter for, really. So I've already fought what their big bosses were in the game, and those suck, so I didn't want to fight another one. That you beat him, call it a day, but you get to make some really interesting choices at the end that I thought were really good, and you can also just keep playing the game when you end. Like, you can keep doing missions if you want to, and if you don't do your allies and relationships missions, like the end game can have like different endings to how much you did to help out the world around you during the game. So like apparently like things can go real wrong. Everything went real right for me, so I just did everything. That game I clocked in about 65 hours when I finished. I did almost everything except for like some additional like minute tasks that aren't important, like scanning dead bodies. I just didn't do a lot of those. I was like, they weren't tracked. I couldn't find them, so I didn't want to look. I hit my microphone.
That sounds look around tedious. For them.
Yeah. So I just didn't want to like do those. So I just did, like the important quests, and those like, and so all those characters come in when you're doing the main final mission too. Like they come in and help you like directly while you're fighting. Like they're like ships will just come in and land next to you while you're fighting and be like, hey, here's this character you helped out like 40 fucking hours ago that you forgot, who's just coming in to be like, hey, I'm paying this fucking debt, buddy. I'm like coming in and helping you.
They contributed to the spirit bomb. They put their hands up.
With their hands up, or like they saved all the people that were gonna die, and then like things could go real wrong, and they didn't, so it was all right. I like that, but like the ending question I thought was really cool. The like ending thing they give you is you're allowed to pick an ambassador for your people now, of like who's gonna be like there's probably gonna be more aliens, there's probably more shit happening. Who's gonna be the ambassador
for humans or what?
Or for like the whole system, pretty much almost like, or who's gonna represent us is like a way of a thing, like this allyship, this relationship of us as like our society.
I'm going to do it.
And I literally was like, and it was like, you cannot represent yourself, because everyone's like, that'd be a huge political fuck up, because like then it would be like, hey, you killed the Archon to give yourself political power. Like they point out pretty quick, like, not you, buddy. And I was happy I could say the Angarn, who are the race you side with. I'm like, no, they're the ones who actually control all this land. They get the ones who get to say on what we do. So we can't just come in here and be like, no, actually, we run things around here now. Which would be real fucked up.
Would it let you answer yourself?
No, they pretty much right away go no.
Bad game.
They let you pretty much pick a Angarn, a Krogan, a Solarian.
You picked
or
the fucking Krogan.
I already gave the Krogan a fucking world, and I was like, hey, just don't get the Angarn own this whole planet. Like they own this universe. Like it's theirs. Like
can't own land. Can't own land.
Yeah, you can.
Can't own land.
Yeah, you can. It's called private property, buddy.
Goddamn. Can't own space land, space property.
I mean, you can't own it, but you can be the first person there, and then we can't also just take it then.
Take it back.
Yeah, I mean, no, we'd be taking it.
Taking it back.
We can't be taking it back. It's theirs.
So, question: what does this look like for a sequel now?
So the Ket are still at large. There's still like a Ket empire out there. Hinted at that. So like this is like I did some side quests that give you some like a few hints. First hint: the Ket are still out there. The Archon it was like a leader of Ket, but there's still like a Ket empire, and they're all pretty. They're pretty much Nazis. There's pretty much space Nazis. They're just like, we're genetically better than everyone, and we're gonna take all your genetics and make it into us to make us better, or make you into us because we're the best. That's their whole goal. So they're kind of like space geneticists who have gone crazy. I kind of like it. I kind of don't at the same time, but I like the idea of like someone being like, no, we are just better than you, like, because genetics have made me better than you. We have 1,000 races we've taken over and killed and enslaved and genetically put into us, or we put us into them to make them better, and it's weird. And so they're trying to like turn all humans and Solarians and Krogans and Angarn into them, is what they do. So they also want your race, because like, hey, if you get another race into us, we can become stronger. And so that's why they're fighting you, pretty much. Makes sense. They're still out there after you beat the Archon. Like, they're still around. Like, you can just like defeat their main leader, and they're like, oh, we surrender. They're like, and they're pretty pissed off at the Archon in general. They thought he was going like too power crazy, so they're kind of like, but they still want you dead because you're shitty. So they kind of pulled out as like a quest I did. Also, there's a mysterious benefactor for the Andromeda initiative, like someone there who was like paying for the Andromeda, like for getting you to Andromeda, but also like you don't know exactly. You kind of know why. Like they knew the Reapers were coming from Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, who were the big baddies, and 2 and 3 who would destroy the Milky Way. Like Reapers coming to destroy the Milky Way and reset planet life. That's kind of why you ran away. It's like that's kind of why the Andromeda Initiative was started.
It's
like,
the
secretly.
elusive man. He's funding.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought too. But like that person is there, like in Andromeda apparently. Like this benefactor might like actually be on Andromeda right now, or like in this kind of like your cluster of people, and you don't know who it is, and they're actually actively trying to kill people here and like keep their identity under wraps. So you don't know exactly who that is either. And it's definitely not the elusive man as it's gone in further. Like it seems like the elusive man definitely stayed in the Milky Way at the end of 3, and this person is not the elusive man.
Why would he want to keep his identity secret though? Isn't he doing a good thing?
Right, right, Joe. Why would all this happen? Why is the mystery around this? Why did he kill some people? Why did no one know what he's doing? Like, why? There's like some mystery there that no one exactly knows how to answer. So he's still kind of up in the air as like, what is this person doing? We don't know, but that's in the back of your mind. Apparently, at the end of the game, your mother died, but apparently she was put into cryosleep by her father, and she's still here, so you have to work on curing her disease for the next game was one thing. They're going to try to cure her disease. And it's also like trying to figure out how like the politics are going to work in this new world with like, you're at war with the Ket, you're dealing with the Angaran who fucking hate outsiders for a reason, because the Ket attacked them first after they were outsiders. So they're not big outsider fans of humans. It's like trying to work their relationships. And also like, there's like they also hinted at like there's another arc that was coming because you all come on arcs. That was the Quarian arc, which was going to have the Quarians, which are, you know what the Quarians are in Mass Effect? You know Tali from Mass Effect with the big the sphere on her head that like helps her breathe and
all right,
your face.
Those guys.
That's the Quarians. They have all the other races, and they just got like a distress signal from them at the end of the game. That's like for the sequel. There's like still stuff out there for like a good sequel, but like a lot of stuff laid out to actually I think propel a cool sequel of like you have like a weird like almost crime leader that like got onto you who has a lot of money, who knows stuff about the Reapers and Shepard and all this stuff. You have like missing arcs, you still have the Ket, and you still have like the weird politics that you've gotten into this world that I kind of like. So I'm interested to see where this game would go. Like I'm still pretty on board with Mass Effect by the end of it. I think there's like a lot of ups and downs. I think someone needs to fucking figure out how to animate in that studio. Like how? It's like holy shit, things just did not work in that game. Like animations were just garbage almost the whole way through, and it's real fucking rough to watch sometimes.
Yeah, that's crazy coming from a studio like EA too, you know?
Yeah, I mean they handed it to a studio who's never done anything before was like the weird thing. Like reading about like what that studio had done before, it was like nothing.
But just why? Why would you hand off a series that
like maybe
that
like give it
beloved?
Fresh eyes or something? But like man, it's really weird. Like I don't know.
Squandering the IP, man.
Yeah, I still think the game's good. Like the thing is, like if you want a long RPG that's good, like this is like in like not like a traditional JRPG. Like this game's pretty good. Like I really enjoyed my time with it. Is the thing. I thought the ending stuff I had left over was really cool. I like that if you get 100% viability on all plans, you get a special little thing, a special little ending. I did like a really fun side quest at the end that I put off to see if you got a cool epilogue, you know? Like if I didn't get the cool epilogue, I'd do the side quest afterwards, but if I have a cool epilogue, I'm going to do this fun little side quest, which is just, the side quest was literally make a really good movie night, and like that was a funny end to the game of like watching a really shitty movie with your squad mates, and I like kind of turned off the game. I'm like, that felt fun to me, of like an ending. Of like you're still going on exploring, you're still hanging out with like your squad mates. So I actually think like a lot of those characters are really, really good. Like comparatively, even to original Mass Effect 2 and 3. I think Jal the Ongarian. I think Drex the Krogan. I like PB, I like Vetra. I don't like Cora or Liam that much. Where the humans are the weakest link as usual in Mass Effect. The human characters kind of suck. But like all the alien characters are really cool and interesting and fun, and like I think I'm gonna like this game more as I think about it, unless the bad stuff goes out of my head and more of the good stuff stays in there.
Do you think
I
this
just
game
think
is gonna get the sequel? Like, it sold really well still.
I don't think it's gonna get. I'm gonna hope it gets a sequel. It might get the sequel, but I don't know if it will. You know, I think they should have really either figure out better pacing, because like there's a lot of pacing problems in that game, like where you get in your ship, you take off, watch the takeoff animation, go to your next planet, watch you come into the planet, you watch the planet, you go on the planet for literally 5 minutes, buy the item, go back in your ship, go back up in the air, go to the next planet, go down, and you just like for 40 minutes you're just like watching loading screens. It's awful. Like that shit's really bad and needs to be taken out, or needs to be mainstreamed in some way, or really streamlined, or linearity.
Press start
like,
to skip.
Yeah, I mean that's just like you can't skip a load screen.
Yeah,
like, that's also
yeah.
you just can't skip a load screen.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of like if you want to make it better, then like you have to make that like that quest needs to be going at the exact same time I'm going to that area, and have that streamlined in that way. Like I'm okay with linearity. I think Mass Effect 2 is the like proof of concept of like we got rid of the planets, we got rid of these armor sets, and like that stuff's like I'm not great with that, but like it improved that game a lot by having like very few places you can go, but when you go there, there's a lot to do, and you stay there for a long time, and it stays that way. And like all the side quests, they take out all the shitty side quests and only keep them those fun allies. And really, like in Mass Effect Andromeda, they took out all the tasks. That game would be better. Just keep in like the interesting like side missions and your allies missions, and then like your main quest. Like that's all you should keep in. Like take out the fucking filler shit. Like we don't want it. Like just keep it very tight, keep it very focused. So like I'm not wasting time like going around planets and stuff.
Got it.
Like I just think that like tighter focus on all that shit would be really cool. Like I don't even think the open world stuff is needed in this game at all. Like I legitimately think if they took it out, this game would be still the same.
Arguably better.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be. Or yeah, it wouldn't be the same. It would be better. I'm crazy. A lot of that shit is just not needed. Or if you need to do open world stuff, you need to make like it really procedurally activate side quests for you. Like I like Dragon Age Inquisition. I think that open world's fun because like you're walking around town and boom, dragon flies above you, hits in one direction, and you can go there and go fight a fucking dragon at level 2 and get your ass completely whooped because dragons are fucking kill you. But like I like that game of like you kind of walk around, open a fucking house that's been destroyed by zombies, you go in there and you find a side quest, and that side quest takes you here. And those side quests aren't great, but you're exploring this world in a very unique and organic way that's very easy and takes you in a very good way. Like I think Dragon Age Inquisition is a great open world. Mass Effect Andromeda has a very barren and boring open world.
Got it. And I think if anything's for certain is there's going to be another Mass Effect game in some shape or form. The IP is not dead.
Yeah, I don't think that IP will ever die. I wonder if they're just going to do DLC, like if there's going to be DLC announcements or something. Like I wonder what their plans are for that game.
I just feel like IPs don't die anymore.
No, and I don't think it's a terrible thing either, but like I think some need to be laid to rest. But
you gotta let some things rest, man.
Yeah, I think this was like a good start. I think this made like some cool groundwork for a sequel. I think like your choices. I mean, the same thing I have a problem with these games. Like they have a really big budget and they're gonna make a sequel, but like my choices don't really matter in my sequel ever. I think my choices mattered in this game. Like I did my quests, I made my choices, and so those people helped out the end to make my ending a better ending. I think that's good, but like my choices won't matter in the sequel because no matter what, the sequel will be streamlined in some way, right?
Theoretically, you would hope.
I mean, you'd hope, but like, will my Moshai being, I made the Angarn leader as a Moshai, I made the Moshai my ambassador, will that change really anything if I made it a Krogan ambassador or the Solarian ambassador? Will that really even matter? And it probably won't, is like the thing which is disappointing. Like, I'd like it to matter way more than it does. I could to create way more quest lines or different ways the whole game is made, but like, games just can't do that yet, you know? Like, I like it if I pick these things, I get a whole entirely different game than someone else who got that same sequel, you know? But like, that's just not going to happen.
With the power of the cloud, Gaikai
with
technology,
the cloud engine,
anything is possible.
But I like that my choices for doing these quests early and helping those people did affect my ending for that game, and the first one in general, you know? Like, that's okay with me. That, like, me doing my quests actually helped me get a better ending. I assume it does.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're high on the game, you know?
I'm not high on it.
Oh, okay.
I like it. I feel like I'm being like, hey, there's some good shit here, but like also like there's just not a lot of good shit. Like those additional tasks are shitty, and you need to do some of them to level up. I mean, actually, I don't think you need to do any of them, but like you probably will because you're gonna play a video game. You're gonna do the things in it.
Unless you just want to fucking finish.
Yeah, I think some of the combat stuff could be really more polished and like be. I think there needs to be more enemy variety, like a lot of fucking enemy variety. Like there's some stuff that just need to be like they just need to add more shit to that game, not like more world, more enemies, less condense the environments, make all the environments look way more interesting than they were in the game. Give me more of the cool level. Like the last level in that game looks fucking awesome, but like all the other previous levels don't look as good as that level. And like they should look as good and make that last level really pop then by making it even better. Like there just needs to be more there. And I think with the sequel, they lay a lot of groundwork to make the worlds that you were on before look cooler because like they start. So into the game, you pretty much terraform everything. You make everything look better. It's like they lay a lot of groundwork out there for like that game to be good. So you could even set it with a different character, keep my choices the same, do whatever. Like I don't care. But like man, that they laid a pretty good groundwork for a sequel. And I think the game is good. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it blows me away, but I think it has some really good stuff. I would recommend people to play it. Like that's I guess where I sit.
You should write a review for that game.
Maybe one day. If I'm not super busy going 17, I might. Who knows? I have time.
Well,
I like the characters.
Thanks
Drax
for
is
the,
the best character.
glad to hear the Mass Effect update. And
Yeah,
we'll
finally
miss
done.
it, the segments from the show. You know, put it to rest with
Yeah.
the Persona updates.
God.
Put it to bed.
All right, Joe.
All right, let's
Hit
dive
me with
in.
your best shot. Yeah.
Metroid Prime.
Oh my god, I totally forgot you played Metroid Prime. Slipped my
Yep.
fucking mind.
Yep.
Metroid Prime, a classic.
So Peter Pick's game. Peter Pick's Purple. One of the 5 I was supposed to play.
Okay.
I have started it. I have finished it. Finished Metroid Prime. We've gone back. We've righted the wrongs.
Did Peter pick Metroid Prime?
Yeah, that's on the list.
Okay.
That helped inspire, like, I need to finally fucking play this game that's been on my shelf for 7 years.
Tell me how you feel about Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime's a really good game.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. Put it to bed. Now we're done. Next topic.
It's got a lot of problems. Like, I think that game is very flawed, but I think it's really cool, and I think it's easy to forgive a lot of its flaws and jank, but I'm not gonna, like, pretend it's not there. I'm not gonna pretend
Gotcha.
this game is, like, perfect or anything, because, like, I think there are a lot of problems. But
Yeah, I don't think the game's perfect.
I think there's a lot of good that shines through the bad, that gets you to keep playing through the bad points. And I think
we can
that's
say,
what matters.
I think we can say like how fucking unique that game was too. Like how fucking weird and unique Metroid Prime was for when that game came out, for what Metroid Prime was, for what Nintendo still is. Like
For
that
what
game
3D Metroidvania as a genre means.
Yeah.
Like, making that format, applying it to 3D, like, just how cool conceptually that is.
Yeah, it was like take a almost Quake formula of finding pickups in the world and apply it to a Metroid game in a really interesting way of like a first person like collecting game like Quake, but like slow it down, make it very atmospheric.
With shooting and platforming and puzzle solving.
It's great. I love this game. I still love the music. Music is like top notch. Fucking cool ass, like that pickup tune of you picking things up is still just the best.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't super care for the music.
I like atmospheric music a lot. It says a lot about me. It's like I don't like video game music that much. I keep a lot of it off my phone. I keep very few tracks of songs on my phone. I don't have I don't have Metroid Prime music on my phone because like you just can't. It's just very quiet, very like low and very not there almost. Like it's very atmospheric and I kind of like it. Like I think this game is still one of the best cases of like how to show off atmosphere in a game, how to give you so much with like the world around you by not saying anything. I kind of love it.
So I'm gonna make a hot statement here, and that's that like I think that atmosphere is kind of overblown for games. It's not a super important thing to me. Like I think atmosphere is important, obviously, but like I don't think atmosphere carries stuff for me the way it does for other people or for you. I think.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Like I crutched on podcasts a lot for this game too. You know, like I had headphones on for the majority of this game.
Kills me.
Yep.
Killing me, Smalls.
When I have to spend half an hour backtracking, like I'm putting a podcast in. Like I don't know what else to say.
Killing me, Smalls.
You know what? If I could fast travel between save points, that would be a pretty big quality of life improvement, let me tell you.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I'd like that.
But like also backtracking is half the game. Like I
Yeah,
had this
those
moment
are
where I'm
those
like
games.
Metroidvania games, like at what point are you now breaking the game because its greatest strength and weakness is the constant backtracking, which like is really fun and rewarding but also really tedious and annoying and like I don't want to do this. I don't want to trek across the map to get one item to have to trek all the way backwards to now finally do this other thing like that can be really tedious. And I think that game can be really obtuse at times too. Like there are some puzzles in that game that are just frustrating. Like when you have to get that Chozo artifact from the tower, you have to fucking shoot the ice in this window to shoot a rocket through at a tower to make it collapse. That like there is no indication that that's how this would interact with the environment. Like makes me want to pull my hair out, man. You're just jumping around this shitty thing, like X-ray vision on, looking for something. Like God, I think this game's hard. Like I'm not afraid to say it. Like I think this game has teeth. Like I died a fair amount in this game. Like between combat encounters, because like those space pirates will fuck you up, and like I I think part of that also comes to the controls being like less than favorable. Like a pirate will just be like on me, on my dick, and I just can't do anything, and I'll be in a corner and I gotta ball out, literally turn into a ball and roll out of there. But like
That's strange. I've never played that game and ever gotten to a ball in a fight encounter really.
I'll be in a corner and I can't move, so I have to turn into a ball to like fix the geometry so I can get out under his legs, like that
It's
kind
weird.
of.
I found the challenge combat hard, but also like never to the point where I was I felt like I was fighting the game's controls. I actually like the controls a lot for this game. I think they're pretty like clean. Like for me, they're very like easy to understand, and like I understood them when I first played it. And I think I still understand them now. It's better with the Wii remote, obviously, because it's a little bit easier.
I bet that version is just 10 times better, man.
It's a lot better, man. Let me tell you, 'cause I'm the one who still has it. I
Yeah,
still have that Metroid Prime trilogy for
yeah,
Wii.
I want to buy that game. That game's expensive, but
It's super expensive.
I felt like that whole game was me fighting the controls, even at the end of the game. Like halfway through, I was still pressing the wrong button to jump or to do anything, to turn to a morph ball, accidentally shoot a rocket. Like that was happening halfway through the game, which is probably on me. But like, I wish I could have maybe rebind some keys or something, because something just felt
As
off.
always, I think being able to rebind controls should be necessary for games. I think you should just always be allowed to rebind your controller.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable kind of
I think that's
for
fucked up that
most
you can't.
for almost all
I think
games.
it's fucked up that you can't do that in every single video game, almost.
There are some really weird exceptions I have, but like yeah, that
Well,
should be a thing.
I think you should still be allowed to. I think you should still be allowed to rewind it. And like if it doesn't work, then just go back to default. Like just it should just have go back to default if it doesn't work, and keep fucking with it till you find what you like. Like
Yeah,
I think every game should have you let you rebind, even unless it's like a touchscreen game, because obviously then like don't press A for touch. Like I don't know. Like yeah,
the games that don't let you change like inverted camera are just fucking
yeah.
insane.
Like you need. I think the best thing about computer is like you go into controls and you can rebind every key to do whatever, or like add a second feature to a key. Like oh, this key does this, but also I can use this key to do the same thing. Like that's a really good feature.
But then I think of a game like Ape Escape, and I'm like, no, you do not touch those controls.
Well then yeah, you don't need to
Creator's
change
intent,
them.
you know.
But someone else can be like, I was fun with those controls the whole time.
Yeah, I know. I think that's a thing that should probably be in all games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
I
just
think
like
I think it's a pretty easy statement to make.
usability is a good thing. Hi, I'm Chase Weaver.
Yeah. At the beginning, I was also like super not invested in whatever storytelling was going on. I didn't like how cold of an opening it was. This was pretty much my first Metroid game. I've played Prime 3 a lot when I was younger, when I first had my Wii, and like I didn't love it. And playing and that kind of like I was scared to go into this game, but like this game is so much better than 3. Like I texted you, I was like, please tell me this all takes place on one planet, because that's kind of why 3 sucked to me, is I was going from planet to planet, and I hated that.
Yep. Yeah, Metroid Prime 1's still probably the best Metroid Prime game.
Like I was
It's
so
just
happy to see like, oh, this is just a real Metroid game. Like thank God, because I didn't know what I was
yeah.
doing. I get off on this space station with no context for what's happening. Like I'm not motivated to scan stuff really at that point because I just don't know what's going on. I find Meta Ridley's just hanging out there all of a sudden. I'm like, I'm chasing him on this planet. Like I guess I'm going here to hunt him down. But then you start reading the Chozo, the pirate lore, and it's like, oh, okay, this is starting to get cool, and I'm into this story now. I'm invested. But I think they could have done more at the beginning, because there was a big part of me being like, why am I here? What am I doing? I wanted a
So
little more from the beginning.
it's interesting to think that it was like when you play the other Metroid games, like there is from Super Metroid, there's an opening that kind of gives you something, but then like it just also cold cuts to nothing. Like Metroid games give you really nothing at the beginning always, and especially for like Super Metroid and Metroid Original, like they just give you jack all. Like Metroid Original gives you nothing, just
Of
literally you get
course.
nothing.
Yeah.
And I kind of like just the cold open going on the ship. Something's obviously wrong. You're there to do whatever, and I kind of love that shit still. Like I'm a big fan of always never telling me anything and letting me figure it out for storytelling. Um,
I wanted more context at the
yeah,
beginning.
and I kind of love when I don't get context when I have to figure out what the fuck of everything is going on. And yeah, scanning at the beginning is important. It'll kind of weave a little bit for you, give you a little bit of a tale. Scanning is a I don't know if I love scanning. I still don't know if I like scanning at all
Yeah,
in any of those
scanning
games.
is like super cool at times and also super bad at times. Like
Super not
sitting
great.
there and just like like that's not good. But like
No.
when you get to that really good log, it feels good, you know. But
Yeah.
you're just wandering, like wading through all this tedium. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's a weird thing.
It's a weird game with a lot of like weird things that go on in it that sometimes work and sometimes don't. Like you said, you have problems with the platforming. Well, like I don't think I really ever had problems with platforming because like it does my favorite thing in video games ever, which is when you jump, it turns your head slightly down so you can kind of see where you're going. It gives you like the correct amount of like perspective every time you jump.
Part of me hated that. It hated that like I was the camera was moving on its own. Like I wanted to just feel in control. When I turn, if I'm on a platform and I want to turn the camera to see behind me, I can't do that without moving Samus because it's tied to the movement. Like you can't stationarily like turn around, and that was such a problem for me. Like
Don't move forward,
I
huh?
would go to turn and then I could very easily just walk off a ledge, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
And like that kills me. It was just so like that like first boss encounter with like the spinning like hive dudes. Like that's a bad boss. I think most of those bosses are actually kind of bad.
Yeah, I don't think most of the bosses stand out in any really good way at all. It's weird. It's so much stuff is like let go from you. It's like I've played all the Metroid games where like Metroid Prime is like the boss aren't that great. I'm like that's just kind of Metroid in general. Like that's always been Metroid's like those bosses don't work, and like it annoys me still. Like it's still a bad thing, but I still really like that game a lot. I think the gunplay is still really cool and interesting and more different than like I expected out of that series when it first came out too. Like that's a cool fucking thing of like the lock on, but then also the free aim is really cool. And I don't think anyone else likes it as much as I do. Is also a thing. Like I think the way they decided to like do first person in that game was crazy and cool.
Another thing is I kind of wanted to see a few more zones. Like there was only maybe like 4 and they're all really big and sprawling. And I think I would have personally preferred to dial them back just a little bit in sprawlingness and make maybe 1 or 2 different environment types. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I think a little more variety would have gone further for me.
So it must be strange to like play three first, then one, and still not play the 2D ones at all.
Well, I never finished 3, and
But like to see
I wanted to
Meta
play Super. I
Ridley,
wanted to play Super, but just couldn't find it at my game store. Wasn't there.
yeah.
Had
I
Prime
find
on
you're
my
like yeah,
wall.
Meta Ridley, and I'm like not knowing anything about Ridley is like a weird thing to me.
I mean, I know about Ridley. I know the Metroid lore. I know that I killed all the Metroids or whatever. I know Ridley's defeated and he's been now rebuilt as Meta Ridley. It's cool to see like, oh, this is how Meta Ridley exists. And then I get to that Meta Ridley boss fight and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. This is a
Yeah,
terrible boss fight.
ain't good. Most of the boss fights in Metroid are just not good in all of them. But like this is just I think Metroid Prime is another like example of like you need to give what's the studio called? Fuck, I forgot the studio's name. No,
Retro?
they did Donkey. Yeah, Retro. They just need to give Retro everything. Just give Retro any IP they're not doing.
I
And just
think
give it to
Retro
them
like
again.
had a monumental accomplishment with this game. I think is like a big takeaway. Like regardless of how I feel about this game, like relative to other people's huge love of it, like I have no doubts that this game is like super impressive, super important. Like they fucking pulled this off out of nowhere that like they should not have been able to make it this good.
Yeah,
Like I think a lot of credit to them. Like this is a lot of talent in this game for sure.
it's always like they do such cool stuff with their games that I'm always willing to be like, what are they gonna do next? Like they have a game announced apparently.
They do.
They said they have an unannounced project. Like that's
Oh,
kind of what
yeah.
they're. And so I'm wondering like this. That's kind of I hope.
Tropical
Man,
Freeze was 3 years ago, man. It's time.
The Switch, man. Switch came out. Switch is here.
E3, please be excited. 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. But like they've gotten like they brought Metroid back in a big way that like no one else really did, and they also brought back Donkey Kong like no one ever had. Like I wonder what they're gonna do next. Like I can see them doing something fresh and still being cool. I can see them doing something not brand new and still being really good.
I mean, I
don't want Donkey Kong.
Everyone wants Metroid. Everyone wants Metroid.
I don't want them to do another Metroid Prime.
Dude, what if they did F-Zero? What if they saved F-Zero?
Like that would be fucking awesome,
That'd be
right?
so
But like
cool.
I don't even do another Metroid. Like I'm feeling pretty good on Metroid still to this day.
Wow.
Like, maybe I want someone else to do another Metroid game. Like I don't want them to do it. I don't want another Metroid Prime. I'm fine with Metroid Prime being done.
I'd like to see a modern 2D Metroid. I think that would be really exciting.
Or like even like a brand new Metroid like first person game, like but just not made by them, like something totally different.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't want other. I was more. I don't want Other M again. Like I don't want Other M2 either. Like I want something brand new.
I think it's just a shame to sit on this IP. You know.
Yeah, I think Metroid's like but like also Metroid doesn't sell, so who the fuck's gonna get Metroid?
It's like only like some Americans care about it. Like the Japanese audience doesn't give a fuck.
Which is like the most disappointing thing of all time.
They have good taste. You know what? They're buying those Kirby games instead.
They're also buying the Dragon Quest games, but they're not buying the Metroid games. They don't have good taste.
They have great taste.
They have middling taste.
But yeah, Metroid Prime definitely like required reading. Like this is like a must play for sure. Top 10 GameCube game easily, of course. I don't know if it makes my top 5.
I don't know if you would need to play the other ones, but I think they're still really cool.
I have to. I have 3. I bought all of them 7 years ago for $5 at GameStop. Like I've been sitting on these forever. $5 is a great price for this game. Are you kidding me? Steal.
Yeah,
it's a steal.
Good.
It's a steal.
It's a steal. It's a steal.
That'd be a cool game to put on Switch digital console though.
Yeah.
Imagine taking Metroid Prime on the go. You could run it.
It's not Nintendo Switch. A pretty okay console so far from what I've played.
I hope they get more games. That's what I want.
That's what this E3 is for, and that's what Mario is coming out.
They
for.
need that
Splatoon
Mario
2.
Party. That's when it's
when
really
does Splatoon
on.
2 come out? That comes out pretty soon.
That's like, is that June? Is that this month? No, because ARMS is this month, so July has to be Splatoon. They're not going to release 2 games in 1 month.
July.
They gotta space it out, yeah. Because ARMS is this month.
I don't want ARMS.
I'm excited for ARMS. I'm excited for ARMS. Love that game's art style. Game's got great vibes.
I don't know why you're not excited for Splatoon 2, but you're like totally all in on ARMS.
I'm excited for their new IP, yes.
I'll never understand you, Joe, to this day.
I think ARMS is infinitely more exciting than Splatoon 2. I don't know.
I think Splatoon 2 is way more exciting of a game than ARMS.
I look at Splatoon 2, I'm like, that is so boring. I don't know. Anyway. So moving on, I led into this. Well, I didn't, because we're going to save it. We're going to go in chronological order here.
Okay.
So I finished up Metroid Prime. Radiant Historia comes in the mail.
Oh, fuck.
Let's talk about Radiant Historia.
That's a fucking video game. Have you played? How much have you played?
I'm late 30 hours in. Almost 40. I'm not at the end yet. We're close.
How you feeling?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
How you feeling? Tell me how you feel.
What a weird game.
Right?
I like it. I like it a lot. It has
yeah.
some problems. This game is not perfect by any means.
No.
This has been propped up. My understanding of this game, you know, the JRPG community like loves this game. Like it's obviously very niche. It's an Atlas title, but like this is put up there as like one of the best modern JRPGs. And I think it's fair to say, but there are a few quality of life things that I have problems with this game, like its combat. I think is really cool. I think there's problems. I think there's things that they could have done that would have been cooler. The story's so cool though, man. Like,
yeah, it's a good story.
I love this kind of like time travel's cool inherently. We all know that. That's a fact. But like the way they approach it of just having 2 timelines and you're bouncing back and forth between them. I don't think this is how it works, but if you change something in an alternate history, it affects this history, but like I'm going with it because fuck it.
Yeah.
All the characters are really great. I love the art
Yeah.
style. I love the characters. There's like not really a weak character I found in like the main cast. You got a fucking Gorilla Man. He's really
Yeah,
cool.
Grillman's great.
I like the little satyr girl. I think she's like really good. Like they
Yeah, I
did
think
that
all the characters
character
are good.
well. Yeah. You got this Roche. He's just this big dude with a mechanical arm, and he gets all depressed because it gets broken. He doesn't want to go back to the war.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Like, and Stock. Like as a protagonist, I love Stock. I think he's one of the best protagonists I've seen, honestly,
Yeah,
in
he's
a
great.
JRPG. Because
And this
like
game is just great.
he's not a teenager. He's like a competent adult, a military man, and his personality is so different from like the cliche stereotype, and it's so nice to see. Like he's fucking smart. Like he is aware of what's going on. He's aware of his actions. He like understands war, and he's like, no, we have to do this. Like I know this sucks. He's willing to make hard decisions, but like he also grieves over a bunch of decisions too, and like he cares deeply about people and his comrades, but like he doesn't always show it because he is this kind of like introverted like. He doesn't show his emotions well, and like he gets embarrassed when like people praise him and stuff, but like he's cold and off-putting, and like Roche will joke with him about that because they're like opposites, and like I love it. He's such a good protagonist, man.
Yeah, he's great. I mean,
Man,
you talk about like things that people forgive will be like combat for like what a great story you get.
yeah, and like
Like you get
I don't think the combat's bad. I think there are
yeah
problems. I think it could be better. Is how I want to actually frame it.
yeah
Like I'm a big fan of like in Shin Megami Tensei. Like I think rules should apply to both sides. Like if you land a weakness on the enemy, you get an extra turn. If they land one on you, you should get an extra turn. I think it would be really cool if enemies would move you around the way you move enemies around.
yeah. I
Like
see that. I understand that.
I think that would make that combat system a lot deeper and a lot cooler. If like you had a 3x3 grid, you were positioning people, and like what if they could delete turns and swap movement like you do? That's something I really would have liked to see that I think would have propelled the combat system a lot more. But I think it's really fun, like moving people, like comboing, like that's great. That game also just has really weird difficulty spikes, which is in part due to how the narrative works of jumping back and forth between timelines.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'll happen.
And then like I get Roche back and he's at level 14 and we're all level 30, and then we go fight a boss battle that like you're supposed to use Roche to win. So I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna grind Roche for 30 minutes here. Yeah, there's definitely grinding moments, and like the nature, it's a double-edged sword of like the cool thing of like changing history and going back in time. It also means like I'm rewatching this cutscene again and again and again, and like running back and forth between this field again and again, and like that is kind of shitty. That's kind of slow. That game grates on you after a while. Like I had to take breaks because it's just like
Oh yeah,
it can be so repetitive, like even for a JRPG.
yeah. It's definitely has like its down points of like I think the grinding thing. I didn't have the time grinding because I'm a grinder in general. Like where
Right.
like I unintentionally grind. Just like I'm like I see enemies. I have to kill every enemy on this map is like a natural way I think
I think
before I can move on.
especially when these battles are so slow though, and like I'm so invested in the story, it's like I don't want to fight anyone. I just want to move to
Do
the
your
next
combos,
plot
man. Boom,
point.
boom, boom, done.
I know, but like the animations, and then you feel like it's not worth the XP because it's like I'm in a low level area. It's it is, and then you're draining resources, and now I can go invisible, so it's like I'll just press R and then not fight anybody. Which like the
I'm
way you learn
invisible
that,
now.
oh, it's so cool. Like how do you say his name? Your boss, like Heis, is that it?
Yeah, heist.
Heist is so fucking cool. Like he's just
Pretty
this
cool.
weird dude. I still don't know anything about his end game, but like obviously he's got something going on. Like the way you like break into Hugo's office to get those notes, and he just pops up behind you, and you like fight him. Like, oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, it's good shit.
I'm really looking forward to getting through it. I'm like about to kill the queen in the main history, and in the alternate history, we are trying to get to the monkey people to go get some help.
Gotcha.
So I'm like chapters like I'm late in pretty both of them. I'm getting there. I feel like.
Okay.
So it
You're
shouldn't
getting
be.
there.
Yeah. Probably another 30 hours ish.
Yeah, something. It's a long game. It's a good one though.
I'm really excited to see what they do with the remake as well.
Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting. I think I'm wondering to see what they. yeah, I just wonder what they're gonna do. I've really looked very little into it because I've been just busy with my own shit. So
I was looking into it a little bit as I was playing, just out of curiosity, and it looks like they've redesigned the princess, which I thought was a weird pick. Like they just made her
yeah,
character look different, and then they've given
interesting.
everyone voice acting, which is like good. Like yeah, that's what I would want. I don't know what else has changed really, but it looks very
Yeah.
similar actually. So
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's I mean it's a team of people I like. It's Atlas staff, classic Atlas going at, but it's like people who worked on Nocturne,
Yeah,
Persona 3,
yeah.
Etrian Odyssey, and Strange Journeys. Like those people like are good people to give to
They
games.
have creative ideas, man.
Yeah. And I don't think this game's like insanely creative is like I guess what I'd say. I just think it's like someone being like, no, let's just do a plot that's not teenagers and that's what feels so unique
Yeah,
about it.
maybe
Is
that's
like
what it is. It's like actually
it's like
like writing
it's
that.
not super
Yeah,
creative. I think it's like almost like a lot of like stock stuff, but like done really well. I think the combat could be improved. I think like as always, video games are a sequel driven product because sequels are better for video games because like movie sequels can't can be better, but it's hard to do a movie sequel better because like video games just can improve upon like oh we can make combat better,
they're
we can
so
make graphics
iterative, you
better.
know.
Yeah, like iteration. Like for movies, like you can't do that for iteration. For movies, you can't make a character better. You make that character better on your first start almost.
Yeah,
It's hard to do like movies better than like video games. Video games like have like as you play video games, you don't play movies. There's like a difference. And like I think like someone like if they like that guy want like I think Mitsuru Harada I think is the guy who made it. He's like I want to make a sequel. Like he wants to make a sequel to this.
they want to
He's
make a
never had
sequel to
the
this.
He's
Oh,
always wanted. He's like in 2015 he said like I want to make a sequel to this. Like that's what he wanted.
I wonder if they're putting back out the remake so they can
Like
make
yeah,
it
like
sell, test the waters.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I want to know because like this, like I'd play a sequel to Radiant Historia in a
Fuck.
heartbeat. Like I'd love to see him like someone else. Like yeah, like also the enemies be like, you figure out what their combos are as you fight them. As you combo them, they can try to combo you. Like shit like that would be pretty good. So, I would be interested to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it no matter what because I like Radiant Historia. So I'll buy a sequel to. I'll buy a remake of Radiant Historia because that shit seems good.
Yeah, I'll probably buy the remake to support it. I probably won't get around
Yeah.
to it, but not
You
immediately, of
mean
course. I bought the
yeah.
Etrian Odyssey Mystery Dungeon to support that series. I haven't touched that game because I don't really like Mystery Dungeon games, but I want to give
I did
Etrian
not.
Odyssey all my money.
I did not buy the Mystery Dungeon game
Now we're getting a
because
sequel, so this is my fault.
yeah, you supported the wrong thing.
I just wanted to give the IP money. I'm
I
sorry.
just wanted them to love me.
I want to love them. But
yeah,
so as I'm making my way through this game, which I'm not done yet, and I'll be sure to give an update next week, I'm sure.
yeah.
Final Fantasy IV came in the mail.
Oh shit.
Oh
Which is,
shit is right.
oh shit.
I've been-
God, original NES Final Fantasy IV.
SNES.
Fuck.
SNES.
Oh, SNES.
I've been
Sorry,
a busy
excuse
bee,
me.
Chase.
I just still I think you're fucking crazy to play original Final Fantasy IV instead of playing the good remakes out there.
I want that pure game.
So how has been this pure game experience been?
So I don't like playing two games at once, but I couldn't resist just putting it in and just getting a quick look because I bought off eBay and I wanted to make sure like I didn't
want to fly
I didn't
with the
get
Red
fucked.
Barons for a little bit.
Yeah, so I turned the game on. I played maybe the first 15, 30 minutes. I already like this game way better than 6.
Yeah, so like people always like I'm a big proponent of 6. I think 6 is really great. 4 is still up there for I think it's probably my favorite Final Fantasy. I literally love 4.
I think 4 is really cool.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I don't know why
It's such
people like in the first 30 minutes, my first impressions, like, this game made a way better first impression than 6.
going in. You're flying.
You're fucking
I'm
Dark
the Red
Knight,
Wings.
you're this cool
Yeah.
fucking, like, knight for this empire, obviously big bad, like, he's like, oh, what have I done? He's got all this guilt, like, he's got his cool friend Kane, this Dragoon Knight, going on this bro mission to go deliver this
Kane with a
package.
K.
Yeah. And then, shit goes wrong, you kill this mist dragon, you get the girl, she's the summoner of this game, they call them, like, callers, it's just summoner, don't fucking bullshit.
I think they call them callers.
Call
I
them
think they just call
callers.
them summoners.
Call them callers.
In the remakes, they just literally call them
They
summoners.
fixed that.
Yeah, they fixed that one pretty quick.
Was this game 94, probably?
Yeah.
I think that's what it said.
I think so. Yeah, 91.
91. Oh shit. Then maybe 6 was 94.
Yeah, I think no, 6 is 94. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. Premise-wise, characters, it feels so much more driven. Like I like
You
the
have
world.
so many more characters to meet.
I'm sure.
So much is gonna happen. soon. You're gonna go through the Oasis Cave, which will be a fucking pain in your
Yeah,
ass.
I just have the girl. I'm in a desert town. I have to go cure
So
Rosa or
I
whatever.
kind of I fucking love when Final Fantasy just like lets you play as like two characters and like lets you like try to figure that out as like instead of having a full party right away, it's like all right for two characters and like one's a mage and one's like a soldier and like figure that out for a bit. Like I love when like it splits you up like that and it will do that throughout the game in
Yeah,
like
I
weird
think
ways.
that's cool. Like it's almost like the cool part of 6 where you play as Sabin, like the best part of
Yeah,
that game. It's like that's if that's just this game, then we're in for a good time. I'm excited.
they'll give you whole party members
Oh,
eventually.
of course.
It gets pretty wild. That game gets real wild.
But yeah, really good first impression that I was delighted to see.
Yeah, Final Fantasy IV is still one of my favorite games of all time. Especially the PSP remake is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
So,
people say great things. One funny thing I
um,
found is like the ATB. This is the first ATB Final Fantasy, right? I don't think 3 had ATB.
three did not have ATB.
Right. It's weird because like there's no ATB bar. So it's
Oh
just this
yeah,
like
no,
unspoken
things are
ATB.
just going.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I almost love it way more without the ATB, because it just doesn't tell you. It's like things are just happening. You're like, oh, I just gotta kind of move now. Like I know you don't like ATB, or I think it's pretty cool when it's just like I like the idea of like I think it switches out. It makes the game less difficult in some ways, but in some ways it makes it more difficult. Like they have to balance that out in different ways. Like you can't like I think for an ATB to work, you need to make your enemies less difficult. So, but also like make them challenging in a way to like where like you can work really fast through a solution in your head, but also like not be like having to like do a real trial and error puzzle with them as they're beating the shit out of you. Like I think ATB makes the game different. I think Final Fantasy hasn't figured out how to deal with that in some ways still.
I like to shit talk ATB a lot, and a lot of it's just for fun. I like to ham up, but like I just
Yeah.
haven't played an ATB game I really connect with and be like, this is a good battle system I really like. Like the closest I've been was Chrono Trigger, and even then I feel like there was a little bit to be desired. But
Yeah.
it's kind of weird because I like not seeing the bar in a really weird way. It's like one less thing. It's like because when you see that bar loading up, it's just like come on, come on, come on. So I like not having it, and I also am like it's weird that I don't have it, and I kind of want it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting through that game though.
I'm so excited to know what you like to see more of that game. To see is it so like soap opera-y in a way that you'll really enjoy. I think
I
it's
like
so
melodrama.
yeah, it's super melodrama. It's so much of like we made a soap opera in a video game in 1991, and it's all very serious in how it's done, and it's amazing.
Cecil's cool.
Cecil's great. Cecil's gonna get even better. Cecil's gonna get even cooler. Gonna look
Gonna,
more
I'm
fabulous.
gonna renounce the darkness, I bet, because I'm a dark knight with a dark sword. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go against the Dark Empire, so I'm gonna lose my dark powers probably.
Gonna find a lot more characters. You're gonna see the spoony bard line. You're gonna get everything.
Good. There's a time skip, right? Because Rydia's like a little girl, and she's not always a little girl.
I won't spoil what
She's
this
gonna
game
grow up.
does.
I know there's the after years on the DS version. Everyone hates that.
Yeah, that one's like pretty not great, but it's all right. Like it's super like whatever. Like I played it and was like all right.
But yeah, this is top 3 Final Fantasy material for Mr. Joe Lungi here.
Yeah, this is good shit. Good shit. Good shit.
So finally, I got one more game for you.
All right, me with your best shot.
So I needed a break from Historia. I didn't want to play Final Fantasy because I'm not playing 2 RPGs at once. I'm not dealing with this. I need something twitchy. I want a platformer. I want something where I feel like I am moving and grooving and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? I want to feel.
Grooving.
I almost wanted to play Mario 3. I'm not even kidding, but I have no way to play Mario.
Well, don't worry.
3.
Wait, once you just switch, get the $20 all year, then you can play 3.
Dude, I'll buy Mario 3 as many times as it takes.
Well, if you get the $20 thing, I bet Mario 3 will be free, baby.
Eh. Gotta buy my NES. Anyway. So, I walk downstairs, look at my library, and I'm like, let's play Kirby's Epic Yarn.
And that is a lighthearted romp. I think you said twitchy, and I was like, okay, a shooter, a platform, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna relax.
So, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I want to feel good. I want to finish a game. I'm like most of the way through Kirby's Epic Yarn since it came out. Now,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, I'm a big Kirby fan. I love Kirby. That is one of my favorite franchises series of all time. Kirby's Epic Yarn has long been like the one Kirby game I could never connect with. Like I don't like it. It's a weird Kirby game. Like I wouldn't even consider it a real Kirby game.
This is fucked up. This
I
is
couldn't get through it.
sacrilegious.
Have you finished Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Kirby Epic Yarn's one of my favorite Kirby games, hands down,
So
easy.
I booted up and we're starting the water world.
Okay.
Get through it. I'm like, oh, that was all right. That was all right. This is better than I remember it.
I'm enjoying myself.
I get to that snow world. Oh my god, Chase, that's one of the best snow worlds in video games.
So you have to be in the right mindset for Epic Yarn.
I've realized
you can't go in. You got to be like, I want to chill out. I want to play some Epic Yarn.
It's 1 in the morning.
Maybe smoke a little weed. I don't know. I'll just play some Epic Yarn.
It's 12:30 in the morning. I'm going through, like, sledding down all this ice stuff. There's just jolly vibes, good music,
Yeah.
like, just
that
this
game is all about having
warmth. And I'm like, this is amazing.
This game is about having a good time.
And then you
having
fight
a good time with your buds.
Oh, and then you fight DDD, and I love DDD, and it's so good. And then you get to that space world, and you get into this, like, Galaga-like shooter part where you're just like shooting up at all these enemies, and there's just this great music's playing. Oh my god, Chase! It just hit all the right notes.
Yeah, when you said like you're like I don't know if this is I can never connect with it. I'm like that was one of the Kirby game I connected with like the quickest. It was like I need something to like relax to, need some like chill vibes, some good times with my buds.
I don't know.
Like that is the definition of that game.
I think a lot of those early levels left a lot to be desired for me. I don't know. But something about just like that ice world just hit me. And then to finish up, I patched up Patchland, all right? After I beat Meta Knight, the boy. You go to Dreamland in like I would call that a twist. Like going to Dreamland, like that reveal to me got me so excited, Chase. Like going back, Dreamland has been all like yarnified, so like you're going through, like, green greens, you're, like, fighting Wispy Woods, but it's in this yarn setting. It's so cool. They're playing all the remakes of the classic Kirby songs. They're fantastic! Oh my god!
Did you go back and play the original levels before, like yesterday, or whenever you were playing? Have you gone back and played the first levels?
No.
See, I think it might have been a time and place kind of thing. Like, you weren't in that mode for that game.
I'm always in Kirby mode, though, baby.
But that's like, this is a different Kirby mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't the same. This isn't your fucking grandfather's Kirby.
This is your grandma's Kirby.
Yeah, this is like, you want to sit down at 1 in the morning, like, smoke a little weed, relax, like, play some goddamn Kirby. Like, that's the definition of this game is like, hey, you have your Kirby games. You're running around, you're sucking up enemies, you're coming out like, hey, what if you just relax? Have a good time. Listen to some music.
So jolly, just so comforting. Oh my god.
There's no problems here. Hey, you might lose some beads. Hey, it's fine.
That's stressful. It's fine. When I fall in that pit, I lose those beads. Oh, it hurts. It hurts me so much.
You're like, oh god damn, but you're not like need to restart the level. You're like, I'll come back and do it again.
Well, I think I was playing
back here.
I was playing those early levels wrong because I was trying to 100% the level first try going through it, and I think that was a detriment.
Yeah, I think like this is the definition of a game. Like, hey, just have a good time.
And I came into this, and I was like, I don't care about getting all the beads for every level. I just want to finish this game. And then that difference of framing was all it took, I guess.
Yeah.
And man, like it feels so good. I've righted the wrong. Like there has been redemption now, Chase Weaver. Like I can look back on this game.
Fucked up.
I would look back on this game with a frown, with middling, just be like, and now I can look back with a smile. I found room in my heart for this game.
Yeah, I thought it was fucked up that you didn't like this game. I didn't even know you didn't like it till just now, and I was like, it's fucked up. The game's beautiful.
It feels good. It feels real good.
Also, it's one of the best looking games like ever. I think still, like that game's fucking amazing looking.
I don't know about ever, but it's definitely a cool art style.
I mean, yeah, like we're talking about art style works with like how it looks, right? Like
sure.
I think that game, like that art style, will probably never look bad ever.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be timeless.
Yeah, and that's why like it might be one of the best looking games ever, because it looks flawless no matter what time you look at it. Like holy shit, all the way with one art style, it's amazing. Woolly World wished it looked this good.
Yeah, what happened to Yoshi's Woolly World, man? That was supposed to get it right.
It came out. Well, it didn't get it right because Epic Yarn had already gotten it right.
Okay.
It just came out. It was just another fucking Yoshi World game. I don't want those, so fuck them.
I can now say confidently again, I've never played a bad Kirby game. We did it.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah,
there are no bad Kirby games.
I think people say Canvas Curse. Or Rainbow
Yeah,
Curse,
okay, I
excuse me.
guess.
Rainbow Curse, they're saying bad things. Haven't played it.
Yeah, that one's not. That one's pretty not good.
We
I'll
can just
agree
say
with
it's
that.
not a real Kirby game and we're still perfect, baby. It's fine.
No,
I'm
we
kidding.
have
I'm
to
kidding. I
accept the
know. I know. I
wrongs.
know.
What was the? I'm
I'll
trying
find
to think
some.
of like what.
I'll find something to love in that game. It's a Kirby game. There's something.
Yeah. Anything
God,
else?
Kirby music's fucking fantastic though.
Yeah. Okay. That whole game's fucking fantastic. I was so fucking thrown for loop when you said you didn't like that game.
A lot of people don't like that game, man.
I think people don't know what it's like to relax and have a good time. They want to shoot the Iraqi soldier. All right, like look, there are games for that, but also there are games for having a good time with your friends. You gotta accept that. Pokemon's for children. It's okay to say Kirby's for children.
Kirby's for me.
Yeah, it's like people like Pokemon a lot, and then people are like, I want it to be more challenging, and I'm like, well, no, Pokemon's a game for children. Kirby's also a game for children. You don't want it to be more challenging, and they give you this perfect version, the perfect Kirby.
Bitch, go into the true arena. Tell me Kirby's not challenging. Like, get out of here.
Oh yeah, it's challenging. I say with like finger quotes up.
That
but, like,
true arena will fuck you up.
Yeah, but definitely like a 2-year-old could also do it. So like, yeah.
The challenge of the Kirby game is getting everything. That's like the fun part.
That's for the adults. But it's a kids game, is what I'm saying. I think it's okay to like kids games.
I also don't see the value of like labeling a game as kid or not. Like I think that's
I
super
think it's
meaningless.
I think it's super valuable to be like, hey, these games are for kids to get into video games. Like I'm not gonna give a 4-year-old Halo, but I'll give them Mario because this game's like more for kids. Like,
I totally think you can give a 4-year-old Halo, man. I think that's a terrible example.
I think you can totally give them Halo, but I wouldn't give them Halo. Is what I'm saying.
I think you picked maybe the easiest mature game to give to a kid, actually, like that or GTA.
Yeah, but like I got Halo as a 6-year-old, and I like think about myself now, and I'm like, I wouldn't have given myself Halo when I was 6. That's fucked up.
I would have. I don't know. I honestly, I think that's like comparable to giving someone Pokemon, honestly, like at this point. I don't know. Like I don't like labeling a game as for kids or adults or anything. I think it's just a game. Like I think even like a Lego game, like what value do we get in saying this game is for kids? Like there are tons of adults who love those fucking Lego games and like they have their own merits too. Like I don't want to shit on it just because it's aimed at a younger audience.
But I'm not shitting on the game for saying like this is a game for like being like this is a mature audience game. This is a game designed for kids to play easier and also adults can enjoy. Like I think it's totally fucked up to be like, oh, this game for kids, that's the meaning to the people who play it. Like no, like we enjoy Kirby games, which is a game for little kids, and like that's totally fine. Like,
I think kids are smart. Kids deserve better, you know? Like I think kids have sometimes better taste than adults in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree, but like sometimes like, and I don't mean like to like demean someone for saying a kid's game is a bad game, or kids can't have good taste, or kids can't play these upper games, as in like, yes, a kid can play a Halo game, as in a adult can play a Kirby game. Like those things, I'm just saying these games are made for kids. Like they have kids' ideas in mind, they have kid difficulty in mind. Like that's just how those are designed. They're designed for someone to be like, it's a little bit easier for them to get into, and it can ramp the difficulty in a more challenging way. Instead of starting from like 8 to 10, it starts from 1, then goes to 10. Like there are differences in how games are made, and I think that's totally how people see the world. Like yes, a kid can be better than other kids at games, and I think it's also valid. I think a kid can come in and play. I'm gonna play Gears of War 1 instead of playing Kirby. That's fine.
Hey man, a kid's gonna beat me in StarCraft. Like there's just no.
A kid will always beat me in StarCraft because like those kids are playing StarCraft 24/7. But
they
South goddamn Korea. But like I think it's also really cool for games to be made specifically for a kid's mind, or like I like my games made just for me, for 21-year-olds, of like we're talking about heavy political stuff, or like we're taking real like hard philosophical bits. That game's not made for a kid. That game's made for me, and like that's okay.
I do think that's okay. I don't think it's fair to say that a Kirby game is made for kids because there are so many elements of it that go beyond just for the kids. Like I think it can apply to everything. I think that it's not fair to say that just because a game is being made with kids in mind to say it's made for kids. I think that's where I want to draw the line. I think Super Smash Bros. Is a game made for everybody. Like yes, it's made with kids in mind, but there's so much other stuff to it that's made with adults in mind as well. So I think you're denying so much of it when you say like, oh, this is a kid's game, this game is made for kids. Like no, Lego Marvel whatever is very much made for adults as well. Like it's totally there.
I think it's made for kids, but like people who like they also make stuff obviously for other people, but like I think it's primarily made for children, and like adults can enjoy the other stuff they put in there. But like the idea of it is like this is a children's game, and we'll throw things for people who do enjoy it that are like older stuff. But like when like you can say like 95% of something is made for a kid and 5% is made for adults, then
I
you're like,
super
okay.
don't think that's right though. Like that, I don't agree.
I'm not saying Kirby is 95% for kids. I'm saying it's 90% made for kids and 10% for adults.
I
like
just
of
don't
like
agree.
the harder stuff. But like also like I think that game, if we're gonna talk about like giving it representation or whatever, is like all those games are made 100% for kids, and like 100% of adults can also enjoy them.
Like,
don't
I also
understand.
don't think a way to measure for kids is difficulty either. Like, I don't think
I don't
you
think
can
it's
say because the game is
difficulty.
easy, it's made for kids.
I think it's style. I think it's music. I think it's the character's look. I think it's the difficulty. I think what system it comes out on. I think all those things give those things for like that show. But I think it's also the game was designed ground up for kids to like how Mario is a game designed ground up for kids to like.
No, like what do you mean? Like for what platform? Like I don't think that has to do with anything. The platform it's on applying to like an age, like at all actually. Like are you saying if a game comes out for a Vita, you think it's for like older people versus like a 3DS is for younger people?
I think that one was that one I think wrong on. I was thinking of just Kirby again by itself, and I was thinking old school stuff. But like I think like a game made exclusively for consoles and not for PC would probably lean more towards a kid category. But I think I'm just being crazy at this point.
Like that's crazy to me. Like
I said that. I just said that was crazy.
I
but
know.
Like I think it's weird to be like weirded out by like someone going like, yeah, Kirby's is a kid game. And someone be like, but adults can enjoy it. And it's like, well, yeah, of course.
Because
like,
I don't think that's the conversation. Because I don't think it's fair to say that that's a kid's game. Not because adults can also enjoy it, but no, because it's just a game. I don't think you get anything from saying this is a kid's game, this is an adult's game. Like, no, it's just a game. Like, is it enjoyable for kids to play? Yeah, I would argue that an adult who's played all the Kirby games gets way more enjoyment out of this game. It's made for the Kirby fan. That's what this game is made for.
Well, that doesn't make any sense either.
Whether the Kirby fan is 9 or 90,
something doesn't make any sense either. Then, if you're saying something's made for a Kirby fan, then what's the first Kirby game made for? The Kirby fan, or is it made for everyone? That's what you should say. Then I agree with that.
I think the target audience of Kirby's Epic Yarn is Kirby fans.
I think that's totally crazy because like you just said, as a Kirby fan, you wanted that game and didn't like it.
And then I finished it, and now I get it, because I got to the parts where I see it.
You said a bunch of Kirby fans didn't like it. Like, if that was made for Kirby fans, and then a bunch of Kirby fans don't like it... It's not just
like, people don't like it. I never said Kirby fans. Like,
you did say Kirby fans earlier.
Maybe I did. It is kind of a black sheep in the series, yes.
It is, and I think that's totally fine. That is a game made... I guess, like, all I'm saying is it's a super easy game, and a lot of people didn't like how super easy it was.
I don't think just because it's super easy, it's fair to say it's a kid's game. I don't think anything should be classified as a kid's game unless it's literally like the math, like kids teaching games. Like that literally is a kid's game.
Wait, what? The math game?
You know, like educational, like fucking Freddy Fish is literally a kid's game. That's where I would draw the line.
But no, that game's for everyone. Everyone can enjoy it.
That's not the argument I was making, Chase. I can't.
What's the argument you're making?
I can't. We can't do this.
What's the argument you're making? I'm more confused.
I'm saying difficulty has nothing to do with
the
age designation of a game.
Then what makes a children's game like Freddy Fish? I'm more confused now, if anything.
You're more confused now?
Yeah, I mean, what makes Freddy Fish... You said Freddy Fish is a game for children. What makes that a children's game? The math stuff's all optional.
I think it's the educational stuff, maybe? I don't know.
But like that stuff's all optional. Like a kid can never interact with any of that stuff and still play that game. Like that game, like that stuff you can like, it's like a weird mini game you can do, but also you can just like not do any of it and still beat that all the games in that series.
I don't know, because I can't sit here and be like marketing, because like that's not really fair.
Yeah, I mean, I can pretty easily say like I think Kirby is made for kids. Like I think it's a kid-styled game. I think it's made with like a children's idea of like difficulty, a children's style of like I think that game just like has a kid like feel to it. Like to me especially.
I mean, that is what that entire game was supposed to be. Is like when you take damage, you're not losing lives. You're not taking damage. You're losing your beads. Like that. It's supposed to be a super accessible, low risk, low investment platformer. Like that's the goal of that game.
Yeah, and I think that's like it's like, hey, like I can enjoy this, but like I legitimately think that game was like made for like an idea of like, hey, give this to kids for the Wii as a young one, and like get them into like low accessibility, like not a lot of stakes, they can really enjoy their time, have some great music, and like that's what it's made for them. And like I can enjoy all of it, and love it even more for like the ideas of it. But I think that game had like was designed to be like it's easy for kids.
Absolutely.
Like
I don't think that makes it a kid's game. How about that? How about this is the stance I'll take, is I don't like identifying games as kids, adults, any of that. I think that's where I am.
Like, see, I'm like the guy who's like, yeah, Pokemon's a game for kids. Like, it's a kid game. It's a game for kids, and anyone can enjoy it. And, like, that's how I feel.
I think every game is for kids. Is kind of if we're really gonna go down this rabbit hole, like
I'm not saying not every game's for kids. I'm saying this game was designed for, like, when I say a kid's game, I'm almost like putting like a genre on it, as like it was designed for kids.
I don't like putting games
like
in
Halo
those buckets.
Halo was designed to be played by, I think, by like a core higher adult. Like, it's rated M for a reason. It has a high, like, it has like shooter levels, it has cursing, as language. Like, those things are barriers for kids to get into by their adults. But like Kirby Epic Yarn there's no barrier of entry. It's just like,
but like Halo is such a kiddie franchise. I feel like it's literally like Babby's first shooter.
Every fucking kid likes violence. Like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I think this is dumb. Like, I don't like doing it. Like, I don't think we should categorize games by age. I think that's useless.
But they're already categorized by age, like by like rating systems. Like, it's too late. We've already got
No, the rating system. I think that's totally different.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's crazy to say a game is designed for more kid-friendly like it's more kid-friendly than
I
Halo
think
is.
that's
like,
different than saying this game is. I think they're two different things. I think you say this game was made with kids in mind is different from saying this is a kid's game. I really think there's a difference. And maybe this is just a definitional thing, you know. But like, I think that matters.
Like, I think Pokemon's a kid's game.
We've established that you feel that way.
And I think people who complain that game's not hard enough are crazy.
I think it would be really cool if they made a Pokemon game with more balancing and challenge. I think that would be very exciting. Pokemon
Stadium for the GameCube. Was that DX? Eternal Darkness? I don't know.
DX was bad.
That's the game you're looking for.
No, I think it would be really cool if they actually went with like a real good Pokemon game. Like, I don't think it's crazy to want that. I don't understand why you want games to be better.
I think they just had a Pokemon Sun game that was really good. I thought people liked that one.
Yeah, it's still too easy.
I'm confused though. Like, I think that's not what that game's going for though. Ever.
You're right.
I don't think Pokemon.
I think people want it to go for that, and I think it's fine if we want an entry that does go for that. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's like totally.
They don't
okay
all have to be like that, but it's okay if they want. I think people want to see what that game looks like, and I think that's totally reasonable. I think it's the opposite of crazy. I think it's actually rational, especially when the main fan base has grown up now, and it's like they want to feel like they're still being.
I think you're denying kids that game then.
Kids can play that game, man. That game's easy for kids. But like, kids can also play
the original Pokemon. Like, yeah, Pokemon's made for kids. Like, if you're like you want people who
kids deserve better, man. Kids could play a better game.
If adults want to play a fucking harder game, go play Persona. Like, I don't know what to tell them. Like, go play Shin Megami Tensei. Like I don't want. If I had kids now, like,
why can't Nintendo try and go toe to toe though? Like, why would you deny that?
Like, you want them to do both? Because like they're splitting a Pokemon team.
They don't have to split a Pokemon team. Make the next entry a little harder, and then go back to something easier if you feel it was bad.
Pokemon?
No, give the same developer. Just tell them, hey, let's balance this a little bit more. I don't see why that's crazy at all.
Because, like, that's not how those games are designed for. Like, it's not what they're designed for at all.
They
like,
can be. There's no reason for them not to
you'd have to do the whole battle system differently, because that battle system.
You don't even have to revamp the battle system. You can just give other people 6 fucking Pokemon at the end of the game. Like, it's simple little things like that. Kids deserve better. Like, regardless if this game was made for kids or not, like, I think we're babying kids.
The end of Pokemon was challenging enough as it was. Like, Sun and Moon.
That end of Pokemon was so easy. Oh my god. Why am I going against trainers that still don't have a full party? Like, I think that's unacceptable.
I think it's unacceptable to you, but for, like, me, like, I was totally fine with it. Like, I'm legitimately, like, being, like, screaming at Pokemon not being hard enough when that game... That's just not what that game is going for, ever.
I don't think that's what people are screaming about. They're just screaming about it being so boringly easy. It's not that people want fucking Dark Souls difficulty. No, it's just, hey, how about you crank this game up to respect the player? I think that's totally reasonable of a request.
Like, I remember playing Ruby, Sapphire, Gold, and something. Those games were fucking impossibly hard at the end.
No, I think those games were balanced at the end. And, like, they've totally given up on that, and I think that's a shame. Because I think kids will play that game and they'll be like, "This is easy. What the fuck?"
See, I don't think kids will be that way. I think some kids will be that way and some kids won't. Like, that's legitimately how I feel.
Tell those kids to man up.
I mean, yeah, I'll tell them. I'll just fucking shove Shin Megami Tensei into their fucking throats and go, "This is the game you should be playing." Then
Kids can play Nocturne. They can fucking do it.
I will never. They can't play Nocturne. You fucking crazy.
Make that kid get good taste.
I mean, yeah, let him like when he gets older play fucking Nocturne. What kid range are you thinking of? Like, I give like a 6-year-old Pokemon.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not gonna give a 6-year-old Nocturne.
I want to see a 6-year-old playing Nocturne. That's the coolest 6-year-old of all
fucked
time.
Up. Kid's an idiot.
Well, before we end this podcast, there is one more thing I wanted to bring up.
What'd you play, or what'd you bring up?
About our E3 predictions.
Gotcha.
I think both of us actually really missed the mark on a lot of our pie in the sky game predictions.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to propose, let's just scrap those. No points. No points for those on both
Gotcha.
sides. Does that sound reasonable?
What'd you have problems with?
I don't know. I feel like we weren't really against the spirit because a lot of, at least mine, I felt like it was still games that weren't that insane. Like, I wasn't saying, yo, like, they're gonna remake Final Fantasy IV for the Nintendo Switch, it's gonna be in HD. Like, I think that's the true spirit. Like, predicting the Shenmue 3, like, that would have been pie in the sky. Not saying,
Gotcha.
like, yo, there's gonna be a Metroid game. Like, that's not.
I still think that's pie in the sky.
Right, but, like, that's I don't know. I don't think the spirit was truly reached. I think we should just scrap them. Just scrap them.
Scrap them all?
I want to just scrap them.
So we're keeping the other stuff, but scrapping that.
Keep the other stuff, scrap it.
Okie dokie.
Also, I realized that we'll get to it later, but our numerical questions, we could have done a better way, where you answered yourself, and then I asked you, and you didn't know what my answer was, but I'd already written mine down. That would have been the way to do that.
Yeah, that would have been the way to do that.
That's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that's all I wanted to bring up. Excited for E3. Can't wait.
Someone's got to be.
Can't wait.
I can.
I'll be at work every day, so.
Yeah. I'm going to be taking care of shit here, so. All the fun shit that happens outside of video games.
Well, I gotta get back to, guess Radiant Historia.
Alright, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening.
I was doing so good. Been a long time since I felt this way. But you
Great
cried me
podcast.
shit. Only time will tell, so I'll wash my hands of it. That mess of presence makes me nervous, and I don't deserve this. What could I do? You didn't ask for this, so I'll wash my hands of it. I was doing so good. Been a long time since I felt this way.